voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
I know.
And what is going on, everybody? That is right. We are back. We are live. It is the Next Podcast after a 2-week hiatus. And guys, I've missed you. I have missed the chat. I even missed the panel until we got all together before we went live. And then I realized what type of shenanigans happen behind the scenes and how far it goes. And our special guest tonight now knows as well. It is a good night. Got a lot of news to get into, and we have a first-time special guest. And I just want to say I tried to warn him about the whole everything that goes on off air, but it's been crazy. We are in for a crazy night tonight. And again, shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out. Seeing Cray Simmons here. Haven't seen you in a while, bro. Good to see you. Phil Stacks, yo, I hope you can stay, man. I hope you can stay and hang out with us for a bit. Dirt Griggity is in the building. What is up, my brother Dirt? And of course, Crispy's here, and he's also here. So he's doing the Crispy thing, as usual.
Are we doing Inception shit right now? Like,
yeah, you're here,
like Inception,
and then you're here.
I'm in a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
How deep are we going, sir? How deep are we going?
We're going 3 deep.
3 deep.
Balls deep.
Oh my goodness!
Welcome to.
I just left that door open, didn't I? Just really wide open. Anybody can enter. Yo, guys, before we get into the intros, do me a favor. Yo, hit that thumbs up button. Share the show out on social media wherever you go to talk games, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, wherever you go. Let them know that they need to be here. The gamers need to be here tonight. We are going in on the Series S sales when it comes to Black Friday. We are going in on Halo Infinite, Battle Pass progression, and the stalkers out there that are just constantly watching either player counts or streamer views and to kind of put out there that Halo is a dead franchise. We are going to get into that as well. Battlefield, in terms of it losing like 70% of its online active gamer kind of like numbers there. We're going to get into that as well. I think Pred might have a lot to say on that one. But it is going to be a great show, so hit that thumbs up button. But we got to get in to the intros, and I'm going to start with the man himself, coming from the Lone Star State. If you don't know him from Twitter or YouTube, you probably have followed Dark Optimus to his OnlyFans page, and you definitely know him there. It is Predator. What is up, bro?
Oh, man, shaking and baking. Not much going on, man. Missed you guys, man. It's been a long 2 weeks, but, we kind of needed a little break anyway. So, just 1 week less of us having to talk about Halo. So, so looking forward to today's podcast, man. We got a couple of special guests on here and, some new faces in chat I haven't seen in a while. So let's get it going, man. I'll keep this short and sweet. Let's get it out.
Nice. And next on the list, this man Thrash out there on Twitter challenged him to his game. You guys know him. He is a gearhead, but he does play other games. I know. I have proof that he does. It is Crispy Bomb. What is up, bro?
What is going on? Great to be back. It has been so long. I mean, Thanksgiving just smashes people in the head, and it's like, hey, I ate so much food, I don't remember what the hell happened before. So we are ready to go, and we somehow have great topics, even though I definitely believe for the past 2 weeks it's been pretty slow for news. So I mean, we have dug into the trash can and found some great topics. Yes, we have.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. Does that fit? Does that fit right now?
See, I set you up perfect. See, look at that. I mean, we're just on the same page. It's like we never went away. See, yeah, people.
It's like we didn't have a 2-week break, man. That's it. You know, we are full force, full steam ahead right now. And speaking of full steam ahead, this man is single-handedly bringing back the mullet on the West Coast, but he does it while rocking his scuba gear. That is right. It is Dark Optimus. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. Not really, but you know, gotta be here every week. You know,
the fuck out.
Gotta be here because you know I gotta show support to Pred. You know, and you know tweet out that OnlyFans. You know,
keep those tips coming for Daddy.
Yep. Keep shaking them tits for me, baby.
Oh hell no!
Oh no! I don't know if his mic is ready yet, but so while this is going on, I need to shout out Sir X-Man, who is hitting up that super chat early, bro. Thank you so much, man, because 2-week hiatus, man. Definitely appreciate the support. He said I unlocked fast travel last night in Forza Horizon 5. Yes, sir. Brother, I didn't unlock free fast travel, but I did unlock where I can fast travel to any road on the map. And I think it's like 8,200 credits each time. But that game just throws you money, it throws you cars, stuff like that. So yeah, I use fast travel a lot to get around into different races. So shout out to you, bro. Thank you again for that support. As you can see, guys, the super chat is working. But next on the list, and we do the panel before we get to the save the best for last when it comes to the special guest. So coming live from the 405, and he's just been playing Halo Infinite constantly. It is K Mega. What is up, bro?
Diabetes.
Oh my God, it's so good, man. I'm been playing so much Halo, man. I mean, they told us that, man, this gaming diabetes on the Xbox, but man, all I can do is just keep playing these Xbox, man. My side piece is not getting no love. I think she's getting mad at me.
So you're having Halo diabetes then?
No. It's that's what they would say that we were playing over here on the Xbox. But you know what I'm saying? My side piece is not getting any love. So
and hold on, what is your side piece? What is your side piece?
The PlayStation.
You have a PS5?
No. The PS4. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I turned her on, and got excited, and then so I went through some games, and then I completely just realized that what I'm saying. I mean, she's old news, so I turned her back off, and so you know what? I mean, my main is my main. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have to kick her to the curb?
No, I didn't kick her to the curb. I mean, she's still good.
Her mouth still works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Still one of the, thing of the night. You know what I'm saying? Could make that call, but you know what I'm saying? So I just listen. I will always have love for PlayStation, but man, it is apparent right now that I just can't. I mean, it's pretty hard, man. It's pretty hard. So maybe when I upgrade to the PlayStation 5, then maybe things will change. But for right now, man, I mean, I don't know, man.
Dude, with the size of the PlayStation 5, like when you do get one, you can also use it as your coffee table as well.
It's a big body girl. Ain't nothing wrong with big body girls. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I hear they need love too. So
they really do. Yes.
Okay. All right, brother. Yo, and guys, I have a special treat because tonight, again, I feel like Next Podcast is known for bringing, gamers into the community, especially content creators. I am constantly kind of like looking through YouTube, checking out new channels, and I came across this channel, and I got to say, this dude is doing some really, really good work when it comes to gaming content. And not only that, he is a gamer that, check this out. This is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. He plays everything. He will play on multiple platforms. He will play Halo with having a PlayStation sign next to his TV. He will record it and put it on social media for you guys to see it. That is right. He is about the games. Yo, let me introduce for the first time, Gamers Gamut. What is up, bro?
What's going on, guys? I just want to say thank you for having me. I feel very thankful in this month of Thanksgiving. I hope you and your family all had a good one. I'm having a great start to my December, and I'm ready to talk some topics tonight.
Nice, bro. And yeah, I just finished the stuffing from last week's dinner just before we went live. So it was part of my dinner. That was really good.
Diabetes.
So I'm kind of upset that it's gone.
I'm jealous. I already ran out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's sausage stuffing, but then I realized when it comes to this panel, I cannot say that I can't put.
But you said it anyways. You said. He's like, I can't say that, but I said it anyways. So.
I think your stuffing told you this. I don't think it was stuffing. I think it was pie. This is what the pie said to you.
No, berry pie.
Yo, K Mega, thank you for blocking whatever the heck that was.
Oh, it's gonna come back.
It's gonna come back.
Well, it's gonna come back.
Guys, just pay no attention to naked HD.
Moderators,
XYZ.
Mount up.
Yo, for real. I guess they're trying to get some love as well. Yo, shout out to Lady Foxfire with the thumbs up sticker. Thank you so much for the support, Lady. It is good to see Lady in the chat. Guys, again, share this out. Let people know we are live right now. We are getting in. And when it comes down to it, first topic, I always bring to the special guest. And we have GG. I like to call him GG when we're playing Halo. But Gamers Gamut, which, again, it's been awesome last couple days jumping in, playing Halo. Hearing your excitement, man, it's refreshing. Like I haven't heard this in a while. I was there when Halo 5 Guardians came out, and I had a blast. That's where me and the Don spent most of our time playing games and stuff like that. But it is really cool to hear somebody new and hear you getting excited in a multiplayer game. But I am going to give you the first topic, and I'm trying to decide which one it is, man, because I don't want to just dive deep into Halo right now. We got to let people get in and stuff. I don't know. Let's go with Battlefield, bro. Let's go with Battlefield because articles are coming out that basically Battlefield 2042 has lost 70% of its active gamer base. 70% of people who got in at launch and stuff like that, they're saying that they have dropped from the game. Now, I've seen glitches, and I know kind of like Battlefield's kind of like track record when they release a new Battlefield. Things are just not running well. Things are not going right, and it takes them a while to get everything fixed and kind of like on the right path. I gotta ask you, Gamut, what do you think about this number here? Do you think this is possibly inflated by the media? Do you think this is a cause for concern when it comes to this game? Because I feel like they're trying to build something off 2042 to move into like a bigger pool, a bigger, more dynamic game, kind of like moving into the future. And I mean, I got to ask if you play Battlefield as well, bro.
No, not really. I kind of dipped out on the Call of Duty and Battlefields back in the original Black Ops days, like the Black Ops 2. It just I got tired of playing the same thing year after year. I think the last Battlefield I really got into was Battlefield Hardline, the one where you were like a police officer.
You just made K Mega smile right there. I just want to say
a big old smile on my face.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that campaign. I thought it was a really good time, honestly. But I've done a little bit of time with Battlefield 4. 70%, that is a startling number either way you cut it. If that's correct, that's staggering. Now, I do know, and I do hear from the community that, typically a Battlefield game comes out, especially recently, where it's not, it takes a few months to get it in a kind of a working state. But also, so many different people can have so many different experiences. I find it kind of crazy how, the same people on two different people on the same console can have vastly different experiences. And so some people, it does feel like that the media is overblowing things, but some people are experiencing these problems. And the photos and things I've seen online, it's pretty yikes, if you ask me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So when it comes down, you said that number is pretty staggering. Is this a cause for concern when it comes to like Battlefield gamers and of course the developers and the publisher seeing a number drop that is potentially that massive, like right off the bat, or do you think this is going to be something where they, could like the track record suggests, they kind of get things on the right path and moving forward, and they do enough to at least keep their fan base, which is a huge fan base, enough to keep them happy and keep them playing. Do you think it's going to go that route, or do you think there's a cause for concern here, bro?
I think they're gonna get their. I mean, their hardcore players aren't going anywhere. They're probably still there, right? But I think you will get some people that will come back because maybe they're used to the first few months being a little rocky. But with Halo coming out kind of strong, I think they're risking losing some players. They could get addicted to Halo and maybe not look back. Or I think they also risk the bigwigs up top seeing a number like 70%. Could make them make decisions, drastic decisions, and make some unforced errors where they don't need to. If you know what I'm saying.
That is a great point, and I love how you brought up Halo, because like I said in the beginning in the intros, K Mega is constantly playing Halo, and the thing is, he is a huge Battlefield guy. So I'm gonna swing it right on over to K Mega. K Mega, what do you think about this number, and what do you think about what Gambit says? Because I think you are almost kind of like living proof. Because usually you would be no-lifing Battlefield right now, but I don't see you doing that on Xbox, bro. What's going on, man?
Well, I mean, he's absolutely right. I mean, listen, I love Battlefield. Always will love Battlefield. I'm a level 21 or 22 right now, so but I'm a level 50 on Halo. So that should just tell you where my loyalties lie. And
you didn't buy the 25 levels either, right? Like that's
no. I spent altogether maybe $28 on and that's mostly for the cosmetics. I have not bought no battle pass stuff other than like, I mean, I did buy a few of those little XP things, but I haven't used them because the way that they've made changes is just flowing. All you got to do is hit the challenges, and that he'll rip. So, and I probably would be a 60, but of course we had the samurai outfit to get, and then of course it was the monthly or the weekly skin to get. So I got all of that, and so now I'm just trying to work and get myself to get to 100, and then keep on slowly working on the rank so I can get to Onyx. But I mean, yeah, no, I mean that's absolutely the case. I mean, listen, I bought the premium edition, the ultimate edition, just like Fred did, and it was broken. It was awful in the first like few days, and then I went back a couple of days before launch, and it played a lot better. I went and I played it again last night. I see that they've added some. There was another update, so I went ahead and I played about an hour and a half last night, and it's more improved than what it was before I played it at launch. So that's just how this game has always been. It always starts off messed up and to a certain degree, and then by the 6th month, when most of the people that's already been there done that, by the time that they'll get ready to implement that first true season pack or whatever, it's usually playing fantastic. So I mean, but Halo is one of the main factors, and then of course you still got Call of Duty, and then there's other games out there that's just dropping. I mean, Forza's also included, but if you're just talking about primarily with the shooters, it's definitely Halo is taking a big chunk out of it. I mean, it's no question, especially how good Halo plays.
Yes.
You talk about the progression later, but the way that the game plays and feels, and then when you go and you play Battlefield or you play COD, it's a whole different animal. Now, if people go back and they play Battlefield, they'll see it's much more improved and it plays a hell of a lot better. And they've redefined some things that a lot of people have been asking. But another reason I think that why Battlefield is having the hard time is because this Battlefield doesn't feel like old Battlefields. And this is the thing for me where I'm
through
always
innovation, or it just feels different?
That's what I'm saying. Through innovation, it feels different. Like the way that you scope, the way you throw grenades, things like that is just completely different. And so that people are so wanting nostalgia. Yeah, but then but then after they play the same thing for, I don't know, a couple of months, then they're complaining and they're moaning and griping that they want innovation. So this is different for them, especially how everything is laid out and how you do things, the new maps, all of that. And so it's in a spot where a lot of people aren't liking it, but you still got full lobbies, and Battlefield will be fine going forward. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But yeah, Halo is the main culprit, and you also got to put in Call of Duty. Though coming out, if they just had Call of Duty, they would have been absolutely fine. But Halo has just kind of been that piece that just kind of hurt both Call of Duty and Battlefield, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into the topic about Halo. I think Pred already knows that. But this is. I mean, this is crazy. So, like, I'm gonna go to you, Pred, on this because you are also a Battlefield guy. Now, 70%. You heard, like, people are getting into Halo right now. The multiplayer's been out for a couple of weeks. I still see people on Twitter, multiple posts, like different captures, and I've seen people. Yeah, I was up until 2 a.m. playing Halo, and I was supposed to be at work at 4:30 and stuff like that. So it seems like Halo is really in full force in the community. But what do you think's going on here with Battlefield, bro?
Kind of a mixture of what everybody else is saying. I mean, I'm not saying anybody said anything wrong. I think all those points were great, but as you dig even deeper than what Gamut and what K Mega said, like it's the gameplay. Like the game was broken, and on a deeper level, like I'm literally like shooting people, right? The hit markers were completely off, right? And I was playing on PC, so part of it could be just people like cheating. But I also played on Xbox a little bit too. They fixed that today. Actually, today's patch fixed some of that stuff too. But like the hit markers are all jacked up. You're shooting a person and like they're not registering hits at all. I mean, like point blank in front of the person, and you're not hitting them. Crap like that. And that like the graphics were kind of spotty. They've gotten better. They've come up with like 2 or 3 patches now to kind of fix some of those issues. But like y'all were saying, like this game typically gets better with time. But the thing is, and I said this, I think the last show we had, you don't take out what you already have. You add to it. And so you play this game, and it's missing a lot of the features that the last Battlefield, modern day Battlefield had in them. Like there's a lot of weapons missing. There's like, I mean, things that you were expecting to be in the game just from the jump. This is a futuristic Battlefield. Why we have to earn something that should already be there on the battlefield, right? Like it's something we were using before. You have to earn that, and it's not there in your regular inventory. I don't like the operator system. I've never liked that. I like to make a person in my own likeness when I play a video game. So when I'm playing with my friends, they know who I am because I look like the character. But that's not there. I don't think that was in the other Battlefields either, but just saying. But like, there's no customization with your character. Like, it's limited. It's stuff you earn. Like, and I'm a Ghost Recon fan as well. Like, they did it right with Ghost Recon. There's so much shit you can buy and unlock and not say buy. I don't mean like you buy it out of your own pocket. You buy it with the cash you earn in the game, whatever the credit you enter in the game. But like, there's so much different gear you can get in Ghost Recon that you can't get here. And it's like you're playing. Here's another fucked up part of this game. Like, you're playing as characters, and I think they did this Rainbow Six Siege too. But you're playing against American or Russian soldiers, but you're playing against the same characters. That makes no sense to me. Like, you know, like it's like I play with this girl on this team. They have the same girl on their team, but we're supposed to be stopping the Russians or the U.S. soldiers. Like, why is there not a U.S.
It's your Russian
regiment?
doppelganger, bro. That's what it
you know
is.
what? I haven't even thought about that. You're right. That is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's like stupid. Like, and then like some of the other stuff too. Like, it's like, and I shout out to Mooshki. He says all the time, like, I had someone just ran me over the plane. You know, like, they're like some of the stuff in the game, like it's hard to destroy. But like they give you these weapons, these operators, but like they can't do shit against tanks unless you have C4 or and you have to unlock that, by the way. In the early on, you can't do shit like against those motherfuckers. They're everywhere. Everyone's flying a jet, everyone's flying a helicopter, and they're just spamming the zones. And you can't do anything unless, like, if zone A and B are taken with tanks, you try to go to zone C, you get sniped from somebody in zone A. So you run across this big ass fucking map with 128 people on it. You run across this big ass map from one point to the next point, and it takes you forever to get there. And then you get sniped. One shot, you're dead. You got to respawn because ain't nobody reviving you as a medic. And so you respawn, you spawn again. As soon as you spawn, you get killed with a tank on the spawn that you're trying to. It's like it's not fun. And to some people, like I can deal with it. I'm a level 64, 65, I think now. But like, because I play it religiously, I barely played Halo. It's because it's in that beta phase, quote air quotes.
But it's a very loose title for it.
But I barely played Halo. But Halo is one of the reasons why no one's playing fucking Battlefield right now. I would even think if it was just, I think K Mega said this, it was just Call of Duty and Battlefield didn't launch all fucked up the way it is right now, I think Battlefield will probably have overtaken or gotten really pretty close to it. But Battlefield sucks this year. Call of Duty sucks this year. And everybody's been waiting for a good Halo, and they got it this year. So no one's going to play those games until they get them fixed. Now, I know once they come out with another map pack or a couple of new maps, everybody will flock back to Battlefield when they fix it. And that's what everybody's waiting, because they did it with Battlefield 3, they did it with Battlefield 4. And both of those were one of my top 2 most played games of the generation of Xbox ever. Those 2 were in my top 5. And I'm not sure which order.
Craig, I want to ask you real quick. I want to ask you because, I've heard time and time again that this is how Battlefield games release. Now, you look at the scope of these games. Like, they're making absolutely huge maps. You said 128 people in the game mode, going up against each other or whatnot. Do you think, like, when it comes to Battlefield, you know the saying that their eyes are bigger than their stomach? Do you think that they overreach on what they want to do and kind of like in scope and stuff like that when it comes to these games, and then they have to play catch up afterwards? Do you think that might be the issue when these games first come out?
Well, here's the problem, and that's why they created the zones the way they did. Because in the past, it used to be zone A, B, C, D, E, whatever, right? So now they have a zone A and A1, B and B2. So because they did that, they had to expand the map a little bit because they also added more players. So they tried to make the map bigger to make room for all those players. Now, in the past, you would have a Conquest Large, which had vehicles. That's the one that we're playing right now. And you'd have like a Conquest Small. You'd also have Rush, which was like, basically 2 points. You get to 2 points, you move on to the next 2. And then, like, there were a couple other game modes. I can't think off the top of my head, but like you had different game modes. This game only has 2.
Rush is in there.
Rush is in there, but they call it something else.
Well, no. Last night after the
did they add it?
They added Rush to 2042, and then what was crazy, because I let my son the night before, they had a promotion for Team Deathmatch for Battlefield 3 and Battlefield Bad Company
1942 or something like that. Yeah.
No. It was more modern against more modern Team Deathmatch, but they took that away and then they added Rush. So Rush 2042 was in it because that's what I played last night, and I had a good time, and it feels a lot better. So, but I totally agree with you. Yeah, no, that was one of the biggest problems, is that there wasn't enough variety going around.
Yeah, and well, again, Like I said before, why are you taking something out that should have been there in the first place?
Right.
Like it was there in the other games. Why would you take that game mode out? So I think the game was rushed. I think they just really wanted to get it out this year. And I don't fault them for that. I mean, the state that the game was in, it shouldn't have been the price it was. I feel bad that because I almost got I almost got the Xbox edition as well. But I was like, let me wait and see. But I played it on Xbox. I played it on Xbox. It just didn't look good to me. Again, I have to come from PC. It's kind of hard to do that. But it looked good. But it's like if I just only played on Xbox, I would have been happy with what I saw. But the patch they did today, because I played it earlier, I didn't even see the rush on there. Because I straight go to Conquest, So
you gotta go to the portal and you'll see.
Yeah, that's what it was. So I was about to get to that too. The portal part of it is where I think the game will shine at some point, but right now it's just everybody is in the portal trying to beef up their characters. They're trying to just get um, points to unlock everything and stuff like that. So that's what mostly Portal's for now. I tried a couple of matches on there. I played Battlefield 4, I think, on there, and it was. But the thing is, okay, so here's the other part because I could talk about this all day. I'm trying to build this thunder, but
I can almost hear the smile on your face right now, bro.
They so the buttons, and I'm pretty sure you could change this, but like the mechanics and the buttons, the way they're set up on 2042, when you go to Portal, they revert back to the way they were back then. So you're all discombobulated when you're trying to play the game. You're like, how do I throw grenades? I can't throw them the way I was throwing them before. Oh, I've only hit this button here. But on 2042, you actually got to hit the D-pad and select it and then throw it, or something like that. So it's like, fuck. So like, if you're not used to that, and you don't remember how to play Battlefield 4, and you've been playing 2042, you have to basically revert back to the way it was before to play it that way because the controller scheme's all fucked up. Yeah, so like I'm trying to revive somebody, and it's completely different on 2042 versus when you're playing Battlefield 3 or 4. So that's part.
Is it true there's no scoreboard? I heard a rumor
there's
there
no
was
scoreboard.
actually no scoreboard. You can't even see your kills. Is that really
you
true?
can hit
back now.
No. It was on there before. You can hit at least on PC. I think you hit tab or something like that, or
you gotta hit back on the Xbox or PlayStation.
And it'll show you the score, but at the end of the game, it doesn't show you how everybody scored. You have to actually physically look at it as the game's playing to see how you're doing. Okay. Well, Battlefield's never really been based on kills. It's been based on support. Like, how much are you doing in the game? Are you just killing people with a sniper rifle? Yeah, you get 20 kills, but you can still be in 5th place. Or are you reviving people? Are you spotting people? Are you are you holding zones and stuff like that? You actually get more points that way. It's not like Call of Duty, which is based off of kills. It kind of balances out, I guess. But like, there's been games I've gotten like 10 kills and fucking 10 deaths, and I've revived or I spotted so many people that I end up being like in the top 5. So there's that. So anyway, I'll end this because I know y'all are tired of hearing me talk about Battlefield, but I'll have some gameplay next week for it. And we'll let all the other panel members get into this so we can get to talking about Halo.
Well, we just made Pred happy, and I think it's something important because you see the number like 70%, and automatically that sounds like horrendous, but I know that Battlefield has a track record of when it comes out, a bunch of people play it, then it's broken here, it's broken there, this isn't working, and such, and then people will drop off and they'll wait like a couple months or something. I mean, they bought the game; it's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Some
saying?
people returned it already.
Oh well, yeah, that could happen as well. But I don't know, Now, Dark, you got me Battlefield 1 back in the day, and you tried to get me into Battlefield. So I believe you like Battlefield. That's what I'm gonna roll with. Again, and I appreciate you getting me that. I did play it for a while, like with the community and such. Now I can honestly say I'm not a Battlefield guy. All right, when it comes down to it, it was a great experience, like with Lady Foxfire, with you, and everybody in the community. Sometimes K Mega, but it's just the game's not for me. But what do you think about this? Like, so supposedly 70% of the active user demographic, man, has dropped off of this game. Do you feel that part of it is because of Halo? I mean, at least on the Xbox platform, and I guess PC now as well, because I keep forgetting that it released on PC day and date. I guess there something could be said about that. But what do you think? What do you think's going on here, bro?
I mean, it's not surprising, you know. I wasn't surprised by the whole thing. I mean, Halo came out right just before Battlefield 2042 came out. And then, of course, when people pre-order something, they're like, "Oh, I want to try, I'm going to play it. I want to play it." So then they play it and then they realize, "Well, I'm not really having much, or whatever." So they go back to the game that they were playing, which at this moment is probably Halo for a lot of people. I decided not to pick up Battlefield only for the simple fact that I couldn't justify myself. For me, I couldn't justify myself to pay the $70 for just the multiplayer game. You know, it was like what's it called when that came out, like Black Ops 4, I think it was, Call of Duty. They only had the multiplayer. I didn't buy that game. I was like, no, I'm not buying that game, and that was at 60. Like that was even cheaper than Battlefield. And I was just like, no, I'm not buying that. It's only multiplayer. I'm not buying it. But the weird thing about that is that I like games like Destiny, or I like games like The Division. I mean, yeah, granted they are a little different because they have some sort of story behind them. But they are online only games. So, I mean, I guess it just really depends on the game itself. And for Battlefield, I play it for good couple months, and then I just I drop off because I shelf it because there's something else that came out or whatever. It just gets shelved. So it's just I think right now I think people are just gravitating towards Halo more than anything else, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, that just means that Halo is drawing that attention. But I think if Halo didn't come out, yeah, Battlefield probably would have had way better chance than because Call of Duty this year. I mean, yeah, I picked it up because my cousin likes playing Call of Duty. He doesn't know anything about what happened over there at Activision, even though I explained it to him numerous times. He's kind of he's kind of he's an older guy, so he kind of forgets about those kinds of things. And it's
Did
just
you just call your cousin a geriatric? I think you did.
Oh no,
I
did not. You're putting words in my mouth, and I never said that.
Guys, come on. That sounded like he was insinuating that his cousin is an old timer.
Yeah,
Get off my lawn. That type of guy.
He's an older guy. I'm just saying, he's an older guy. But I think Halo has a substantial chance of taking the multiplayer crown from both games this year, because both games were not very good. But is that really we'll see when the next iteration of Battlefield or Call of Duty come out. Will people still be playing Halo at that point? We don't know. We're not there yet. So
wow, it is amazing. Our first topic is Battlefield, and I wish I would count how many times we brought up Halo in this. Now it is a great point. At least
well, you can't bring up Battlefield and not bring up the other two. Like it's just
that's the reason why it's 70%.
I feel Battlefield is such a different game because, like Pred said, it's all about support and such. Like it's about kind of like imitating war.
It is a different game, but it's still a multiplayer game. It's still multiplayer. It's still a shooter. It's still that type
Dark,
of
what do you
game.
know about multiplayer, man? You sit on your PlayStation and play your single player all day. What are you talking about?
No, I just think it's more than that. I think it's because Battlefield doesn't feel like Battlefield, and that's true. There's so many new there's so many new things. Like okay, I'm looking at Jamie, right? Like in the chat.
Yeah, I was just when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I see Jamie in there.
But that's the problem, is that, like, people aren't used to hitting LB or the left bumper and then switching to your sights. Now, yeah, I think it's cool because you can do it in game and quick. Yeah, on the fly. I like it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just comes to the point that people that scream that they want new things sometimes don't, and that's probably why COD is still going strong, because COD they never veer too far away from what people enjoy, and that's the thing. And it has happened with Halo, because Halo veered away from what it felt like with from Halo 1, 2, and 3 and Reach and ODST. And so now, what's the crazy thing though is that though at least 343 was smart to implement some of the things that was needed to go forward with Halo, with the run and clamber and things like that. But Battlefield is now changing up some things, and since that just doesn't seem like Battlefield, that's getting people to say, well, and then on top of the pile up is that it was broken like crazy, didn't have enough variety. One of my biggest complaints is the Levolution. There's some really cool Levolution in there, but it's the same thing. I'm tired of seeing the tornado. I need to see more. Yeah, I need to see more. I mean, the Sandstorm is really dope. Like, that's what I'm saying. But that's the only other thing. So, like,
can I throw something in here real quick too that I forgot to mention when I was talking about this? This is the first time Halo's launched on PC.
Yeah, day and date. Yeah.
So.
And from what I hear, a lot of the aimbot people and stuff like that are getting in on it too. But we'll kind of touch.
Battlefield is going to be fine though. At the end of the day, by the 6-month mark, Call of Duty is not going to Call of Duty will not be talked about. But Battlefield will still be going strong, and so will Halo. So, because they're going to keep on progressing, having more levels, having more modes, and by that time, it could definitely drop on. It'll be on that EA Play, and if you got Game Pass Ultimate, it'll come in there, then it'll get a boost from there, and by that time, Battlefield should be right. So
I saw in the chat, somebody said that through EA Play or whatnot, that they're predicting Battlefield will be in Game Pass by February.
Well, if the numbers keep going bad like it is, I mean, yeah, I can see it.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy, man. Yo, shout out to Boom Boom Kaboom! Nukem is in the room. What is up, bro? He is in the chat right now. Yo, chat, say what is up to Nukem. Yo, shout out to Sir. Shout out to Sir X-Man. Hitting up that super chat one more time, brother. Thank you so much. He says, Xbot, no laughing. Destiny the game is in his past. Bro, the funny thing about, Forza Horizon 5 came out, and then they just dropped the Halo multiplayer, Halo Infinite multiplayer. And you're right, for like the past 3 weeks or so, I haven't even started up Destiny. But next week is the 30th anniversary. And I am picking up that expansion. It's gonna have a new dungeon, and check this out.
It's the 30th anniversary.
30th?
Not 30th. 20th, 10th. It's the anniversary.
I think it's the 10th, dude.
Okay.
10th anniversary. Bro.
Okay. No, it's Bungie's anniversary. It's 30.
Oh, Bungie. Oh,
yes.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the game. I was like, what?
That's what, Dark. I need you to research this stuff first before you fact check me.
You know me, dude. I don't even fucking read the topic.
But
bro.
Dark, check this out. The Halo Sniper is gonna be in Destiny 2. That is right. It is an exotic sniper rifle in Destiny 2. Yeah. Maybe I'll actually be able to snipe in Destiny 2 if I have that sniper. But yeah, so you're right, 3 weeks or so I have not been in Destiny. I will say, guys, I believe that Forza Horizon 5 is quite possibly the best game that came out this year. At least right now, because Halo 5's multiplayer, Halo Infinite's multiplayer is out. The campaign's not out yet, but
I disagree.
From what I've played so far, Forza Horizon 5 for me has been at least in the top 3. We'll put it in the top 3 of games that dropped this year, in my opinion. Absolutely love Forza Horizon, and I've seen so many people try to kill that game on social media. It is hilarious to me. But Crispy,
Stay on topic.
Crispy, I need your thoughts on Battlefield and kind of like supposedly dropping 70% of its player base. Do you think this is a cause for concern here? Do you think this is something that Battlefield's going to bounce back from because they always have a rough start, kind of like looking at their track record? What do you think, bro?
Did nobody bring up that Vince Zampella is now the lead of Battlefield in general? They just threw the GM. They just threw the GM. They threw the GM out the door. So the 70% is absolutely true. EA is reeling right now. We also, many of us said, like, dude, you're going to release a game that is known for campaign and multiplayer both at once, and you're going to release it with just multiplayer, and you're going to charge the same amount that you would with both. There's a problem there.
Be careful of saying that, because like Halo's kind of doing the same shit. Yeah.
But the campaign's coming.
No, the campaign is going to be the $60, and the multiplayer is free. So you're only paying, for people who don't have Game Pass, is only paying $60 for the campaign. That's it.
Okay, and I think more people would rather play the campaign for a price rather than the multiplayer. I mean, it's clearly working. Halo has killed everything that they're thinking about because they went free to play. But they announced this before even Battlefield said, "Hey, we're just doing multiplayer." If I'm not mistaken. Now, I could be mistaken, but I do believe Halo said that we're going to have a free-to-play multiplayer before Battlefield was like, we're being all multiplayer, that's it. I think it's damn close.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the timeline on that, but I'll give it to you because I don't know. I don't know.
So,
I can't say for sure.
I don't know, for Vince to be like thrown in there like immediately after. So basically the article came out, and then the GM, Gabrielson, I don't want to say his first name because I will butcher it. He stepped down the same time that they said Vince is going to head Battlefield and they're going to try to interconnect things. So what does that mean? We have no clue. I mean, we really don't. You know what I mean? But I mean, the faith in Vince Zampella to save EA and actually make them relevant again, that's all I can have right now. Because I do want to have great gaming experiences from EA. I have throughout my entire life. And I feel like lately it's like Jedi Fallen Order, Titanfall, and then what after that? And that's Respawn. And he's the head of Respawn. So, I mean, by all means. And Apex Legends, a lot of people love that game. And that's technically,
have a following on Apex Legends.
You know what I mean? So he's the man. Like, just have him run the whole gaming division. There's a marketing division, stuff like that. Just have him run the whole gaming division. You know what I mean? Like, he's the man. He's the end all be all. Like, just let him do it. But I mean, maybe they want him to prove himself and bring Battlefield back from the dead. Sir X, I wouldn't have said this if you weren't with me and not purchasing it, but you are. And I'm like, dude, I don't want that game. It's a broken mess. When freaking jets are, going like freaking 800 miles an hour and just bouncing off buildings, there's a problem. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like there's an absolute problem.
Those buildings are very, very strong and jets are now
I saw one the other day where a helicopter was pursuing, locked on. It was like an Apache or something, locked on to the freaking thing. It bounced off multiple buildings and evaded them. As it got no damage. Keep in mind, this helicopter continued to follow them and use their machine gun to absolutely destroy it. And finally it died after, pursuing it and hitting it multiple times. And I'm like, dude, what is going on here? I can't do it. You can't just leave a certain aspect. I mean, Battlefield has some great stories in there. You know what I mean? Like, really does. And, you know, for you to just be like multiplayer only, that's the same mistake Call of Duty made. And I'll tell you, the only reason why Call of Duty Vanguard isn't getting shit on right now is because the gameplay is king, and the gameplay for what those Call of Duty fans want is acceptable, and it does the job, and they will continue to play it because it's a new Call of Duty franchise.
Yeah,
but as of right
really
now,
change the formula on it, man. They hardly even change the engine it's developed on. So I mean,
exactly, and I'm not saying that you know Battlefield needs to be that. But they need somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing at the top. And that's where my hope is. Because I played Battlefield 2. Battlefield 2 is one of the wildest games you've ever played. Even if you play the campaign, you are not a character, technically. The story is war. That's what it is. And I used to enjoy the hell out of that because I could switch from a helicopter to a person on the ground to a freaking person in a tank or truck to this and that simultaneously. It was actually pretty crazy. I've never seen any other game do that. And that's something that I look at and I say, dude, like, there's something there, because I think nowadays, like, we all look at games and we're like, what's our intention span for this game? And I feel like even though it's a campaign, technically, it felt like multiplayer in a way. So imagine like adding like players into that campaign, and you could just switch back and forth. Like, I feel like that's what they were trying to do with this game, but they completely failed. Like, they're just like, oh, you're gonna start out and you're gonna play a normal Battlefield, but with twice the amount of people, and you're gonna deal with it, and you have no out. Like, you bought this game, you have no way to say, okay, you know what, I'm done with this multiplayer, let me go to the single player. And they experimented so much with this game that I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, you have to have people that are like generally just like, hey, like, this is too much for me. Like, I need to go back, learn the mechanics better, stuff like that. You're not attracting new people. All you're doing is you're you know, if you're lucky, you have the hardcore of Battlefield that get it, but the rest of the people are like, I don't get it. And then you, on top of it, you have a free to play Halo out there now, which, you know, you release your EA Play games for free to Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. And most of us are like, I'll just wait for it to come to Game Pass Ultimate when you fix it. When Microsoft, I mean, the way I look at it this way, Microsoft be like, yeah, let's throw you some money to fix this shit because it's just not looking good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, and Vanguard, I mean, regardless of how people feel about it, like, it's kind of going to like the world at war status, like all that shit. At the end of the day, the gameplay is good. And Halo's even better. And Halo gives you those oh shit moments, like I said 2.5 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? I got my oh shit moment a couple times, even though I suck at the fucking game. At the same time, I'm like, I'll go back to this. If a bunch of my friends are playing, I'll go back to this. I'll deal with getting my ass handed to me because I will probably have that one oh shit moment. And I feel like Battlefield tried to like really double down on that, especially with their trailers and shit like that. But I feel like people are just upset. And how the game, the hit mechanics, everything else, it's not quite what they wanted. They expected more. And to be honest, Battlefield really put that out there and said, we're trying to be this great thing. And it's just really not. And I think, you know, with Vince being there, I mean, Titanfall, Apex, you know, even Jedi Fight, like story, multiplayer, like these games that, you know, they've developed at Respawn are incredible. Even though they didn't hit off immediately, they are still like something that people look at and say, like, this is what we need. And I think Battlefield really needs that. So I'm hopeful because I do love Battlefield. Bad Company, we are, a lot of us were like, dude, we need another Bad Company because we really do.
People say that every year.
You know what I mean?
People say that absolutely
every year.
But
you could say that every year and they never
bring it.
They never listen to us. Like, maybe Vince being there would be like, dude, like, you want to really coexist, the universe, you really want to make it, you can link it through Bad Company. If you played Bad Company 2, like the technology that you got to play with, even though it was 50, 60 years from today, you know what I mean? Or even then it was 40 years. You know what I mean? Technology. They showed it, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. I mean, I will prepare for the worst. And Sir X-Man, I love you, bro, but please don't buy this game for me. I just, this is one of those things where I say, dude, I'm not going to play this. I mean, maybe when it's $30 next year, road. Or you know what I mean?
Like, I need the Xbox version.
That's one of those things where I'm like, dude, like, I'm not gonna play it. I would play Halo absolutely before that, and I'm not a huge Halo fan. I want the campaign. That's what I want. So.
Oh yes, less than a week away, bro. Less than a week. Yo, shout out to Nukem supporting the channel, hitting up that super chat. Thank you so much, brother. And he's got words of wisdom here. I honestly agree with this wholeheartedly. He says Call of Duty is afraid to take risks because the damage of losing your old audience is far greater than losing new potential players. Brother.
Well, remember they tried it, and Noof is right. Remember they tried it, which one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time was Advanced Warfare. And remember,
I don't hear that too often from people.
Oh man, that's if that in Modern Warfare 2 was the most played, the most Call of Duties I played the most, the longest. Those two was just absolutely I just murdered them. But
I don't usually agree with K-Mega, but I have to agree with him on that one.
But the problem was that it was too innovative because Titanfall was the hot thing then, and then so God was like, oh, we gotta put these dudes in these exosuits and let them fly around, and then they tried to bring it again with Infinite, and it just didn't work because now Call of Duty is like, look, man, I want boots on the ground. I thought that Advanced Warfare was cool, but we need to get back to the fundamentals. So Noof is 100% correct on that. And then one thing I do have to say, and I'm not pushing back to Crispy 100%. I see people keep talking about how EA is just done. Remember, EA's got a game. Do have a game out there that's going to be nominee for a Game of the Year, and some people think it's going to win. They still make good quality games.
It Takes Two?
Yeah, and I think that certain parts of their division is kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Their legacy franchises need a
their legacy studios like BioWare and like the problems with DICE. But I mean, if anybody can say that the Respawn who made the Fallen Order, the Jedi Fallen Order, it's fallen off. Y'all kidding yourselves. EA still has potential, and the last Need for Speed was not bad. It was actually
it was actually back on track. It was actually back on track, and then they destroyed the development studio that made it. Like they dispersed.
Right. But they got Codemasters now, so they're solid. So
let's be honest. I mean, I feel like It Takes Two and stuff like that. Like Mass Effect. Like all these like hands. Like I feel like they actually listened to Vince, and then they didn't with Battlefield, and he's probably like sitting there like, dude, you got to have some kind of single player. You got to have something to gravitate to the people that are just not good at multiplayer, or this shit's broken, whatever it may be. And they didn't listen to him, and like literally, like you see the 70% have left, and all of a sudden they make these huge changes, and it's like, dude. Like, I appreciate them for actually doing that so quickly, but it's like, did he not probably sit in the board and be like, yeah, guys, this is not going to work. And now they're probably like, whoa, you were right. Like, I'm sorry. Like, stay with us. Like, please don't leave.
What get people to lose their shit and jump on Battlefield today if they gave a blueprint, said that they were going to drop that in the first like major DLC or second DLC, if they brought like some some vibes of Titanfall. Like, let's say that, because it's a 2042. Let's say that they can get you some kind of mechs or something like that you can hop into.
That'd be a lot of coding, though, K-Mega. I mean,
yeah, that's not Battlefield, though.
I know that's not Battlefield. Well, I'm not talking about like big, like Titanfall mechs. I'm talking about like maybe a smaller type of mech that a guy or two can get into and kind of walk around and do some things, because I mean it's set in the future. So I mean it's open. It's a big huge sandbox now. Like, it's nothing but online. It has nothing to do with a story, which I agree with Crispy on that. Like, I mean, they could have, because they had the situation planned for. If they were going to do it after Battlefield 4, that story was amazing. And then they just show us that clip and made me want a story mode as well. But I don't know. They could just do anything. I don't know. But
I don't know. We got to see what they're going to do moving into the future. Again, track record states that they do drop games in a broken state, and then after a few months they fix it. And then, it definitely has its player base. It'll be an active game for a long time.
I don't drop that stinking ass battle royale, and then people gonna be up. And I'm
exactly. Exactly. We don't want them freaking out.
Back to Halo. Yeah, back to Halo. I'm just like, I'm out on the battle royale. So.
Let me shout out the friendly neighborhood Blue Shell, who has been a member of this channel for 13 months, over a year. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much for the support. He says, time for some hate. He says, Battlefield doesn't exist. Call of Duty doesn't exist until the next Modern Warfare or Space Warfare. He says only Halo exists. I hope I read that properly, Blue Shell, because that's the way I heard it in my mind. And shout out to Sir X-Ray hitting up that super chat again. Brother, thank you so much for the support. He says, Crispy makes me want to play Story and Bad Company 2. See what you're doing, Crispy? You're making him.
My $110 is making me not forget about Battlefield.
Yo, for real, for real. But speaking of money, Black Friday just basically passed, right? And everybody likes to see exactly what was trending, what was being sold on Black Friday, and of course, when it comes to consoles, people have a tendency to go in and really try to figure out. If the PlayStation was selling more, look at PlayStation's winning. Look at this thing; it sold so much on Black Friday. A curveball was thrown this year, and it was a curveball that me and K Mega were telling people about from the very beginning. Even when there was pro Xbox people saying that this system was not in development, it's not coming out. It appears that the Series S was the most sold console on Black Friday. Yo, K Mega, does it feel good? K Mega, does it feel good?
Bro, I'm still waiting for that for that donated Xbox Series S to be dropped on for GRG listeners, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. But it is.
It's funny, man. Like, you were one of the few people that were with me out, even when people were like, it's not in development, it's not coming out. That cheaper version, you know what I'm saying? They're really was adamant. Me and you, and maybe a couple other people out there, but I know strong. Me and you, we would not waver. We would not falter. We were like, no, this makes sense. This is gonna happen. And I think Xbox is now kind of getting rewarded for doing something so out of the box. Now, since I called you out, K-Meg, let's go to you, and then we'll go to our special guest, and then we'll get the rest of the panel on this. But so Series S, most sold console on Black Friday. Now, some people are stating that it's because the hardware inside it's a lot more available, and I'm gonna point out that it even sold out. It oversold the Switch OLED as well.
Right.
All right, which you're dealing with NVIDIA, and like the parts are there for that thing. Okay, I gotta ask you, man, what do you think happened here? Why was the Series S number one in terms of most sold on Black Friday, and what does this mean, man? Like, dude, I have a Series S, absolutely love the thing. What do you think this means for gaming, that this little system kind of outsold everything?
Well, it's multiple things. It's not just one particular, but it is multiple, and people can dissect it how they want to. But this is the main thing. Oh, well, one of the main things is that of the price. I mean, listen, the people that want to try to talk about, well, there wasn't enough PlayStation 5s out there available. There wasn't enough Series X's available.
But that's part of it. I mean, that's part of it.
That is a part of it. But, and this is, I hit up Dreadpool. I hope Dreadpool can hear me back, because remember Dreadpool in the next chat dropped a article months ago, back I think in September, and they were talking about how these companies like Walmart, Best Buy, and all these other companies were hoarding their shipments of PlayStation 5s and Series X's.
Yes, I remember that
for Black Friday. So you know what I'm saying. So that right there is an excuse. There was plenty of because I've seen plenty of people post that there was a lot of PlayStation 5s, a lot of Series X's out there. Now, again, was there an abundance to where a lot of people could have, everybody could get their hands on? No, but for Black Friday, there was tons. There was tons, and I know some people that work. I have a man. Well, she's a cousin that's been working at Walmart, and like she's a huge corporate manager now. She's been there for like 35 years.
Damn.
So it was her like second job ever, and she's been there forever. And I had to go and I had to ask her. And I was like, hey, is this true? Because I'm seeing this. And she's, oh, yeah, we got a whole bunch of them in stock, but they won't let us put them out there on the floor for whatever reason. Because she ain't no gamer. This woman is like 50-some years old. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, there's 50-some women in the game, but she just ain't even no gamer. But the point of the matter
start off
is
as
that,
one. She didn't become one, basically.
Yeah, she didn't become a gamer, right? So the point of the matter is that there was plenty out there for the pickings. The one thing that, if anything, if you want to exclude the PlayStation and the Series X, you cannot exclude the what the Series X did to Nintendo. Nintendo has been dominating,
yes,
and I mean dominating. And this isn't just the OLED. This was the regular Switch as well. This beat out all of that. So, and at the same price, mind you. All we have to do is just go back to a conversation that I had with back when I was on the multiplayer with Porter Rock years ago, right? Many moons ago. And I remember when we had the same discussion, and then I was saying, like, it might be a problem for the PlayStation Pro because it's going to be $400, and then they're going to bring out the VR, which is $500. I said that's going to be crazy. And then Porter Rock agreed with me because he says, yes, what everybody's going to go with is the cheaper model, which is the PlayStation 4 Slim. Fast forward all this time to right here. It's the same reasoning why me and you had this discussion. All these just a few when we first started hearing about the rumors about the S, and we were saying this is smart because it's the same thing what PlayStation did, and that's what's going to move the needle. It's not going to be the $500 consoles because people are going to say, "Damn, that's a car payment." There's going to be people that wants that. There's a demand for it. But not as much as a demand for a console that's $300. That's why the Switch has been killing it. And so now people got a chance to get their hands on an S because of the Game Pass feature, whatever the case may be, or maybe it's the first option that they got. But when they seen that $300 price tag, that was all she wrote. And that right there is what the casual market is going to do. They're not going to sit there and buy their sons, their young sons and daughters, a $500 console. And this is the reason why I think PlayStation shot themselves in the foot, is because of the fact that they were hoarding or keeping the $400 version consoles. It is damn near, man, that's like finding Waldo or looking for a unicorn or finding a damn an elf or Santa Claus or some shit to find a $400.
Yo, they got to get a red and white striped faceplates for the PS4 digital.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So like, so PlayStation was over here because they wanted people to pay the max. That's another thing that hurt them. And for the S to get to do this, right? Regardless of all the other factors, it did it to Nintendo. And Nintendo has been just destroying PlayStation, Xbox thoroughly for over a year. So you didn't think that people wasn't going to go crazy and go get the other version. And then maybe people was looking like, oh man, I want to get this Switch. oh man, but this is $50 more. Look at this. This Xbox is $300, and it's got Game Pass on it too. It's a wrap. So that's the bottom line in my thing. I think overall it's just the pricing, and it's really good for them. Really
Dude,
good for Xbox.
it's like a perfect storm. Yo, I gotta say, shout out to Humble Beast hitting up that super chat, showing love and support for the channel. Thank you so much, brother. He says, I watched 10 hours of 4K Halo campaign of the first 4 missions. He says, I'm so impressed with the graphics. My only nitpick is the muzzle flashes. I wish they were more pronounced like Halo 3. And he said, great show, guys. Thank you so much, brother. We do our best to give you the most entertaining and informative gaming news show out here on YouTube. In terms of the muzzle flash being more pronounced, I think they calmed them down for competitive. So this way, people weren't like, the muzzle flash is too big on here. It's blinding me from the enemy, stuff like that. I can see where you're coming from, though. But yeah, you're right. That is definitely a nitpick, and I cannot wait for the campaign. Less than a week away, and I have a paid vacation day that day from work, so I will be able to go in and play that on day one. You're probably going to see it on the channel. You're probably going to see. I'm probably going to be streaming that. But shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the support. And Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time. He says they forgot it sold because times are hard. That is true. It's funny you say times are hard, and yet people are quitting their jobs in record numbers and not like going back to work right now. Times are hard, and there are people that don't want to go back to work either still. But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying on that, man. I think it's a perfect storm, and I gotta say, when it comes to the Series S is a beast of a console for its price tag and what it offers, man. The bells and whistles. For people who are those pixel counters out there looking for native 4K or whatnot, you might have a gripe with that, but everything else, this system performs incredibly. I am incredibly happy. Shout out to RG Viper X for hooking me up with the Series S as well. Thank you, my brother. But let's get to Gamers Gamut here. Yo, GG. The Series S, man, it pretty much outsold everything Black Friday. I got to ask you if you were surprised, and I got to ask you what you think kind of like fueled that whole thing to have this system, which I feel in a lot of people's minds, like it wasn't even in their radar when it comes to what was really going to be sold, and especially when it comes to Nintendo. I think everybody thought the Switch was just going to go crazy and sell out everywhere and just beat everything in terms of numbers or whatnot. So, what do you think about the Series S situation here, brother?
Yeah, it was. I definitely think it was surprising. I wasn't expecting it, especially the win over the Switch. The Nintendo has been absolutely dominating, just owning the landscape. So for that was especially surprising to me. I think it's multiple reasons, like Kim Mega said. Price, like the chatter said, with inflation and everything, that price is a big issue. I would say availability, and not in the negative way. Some people are saying they only got it because it's available, but it is a small factor. It's the one that you can get right now, and I would be curious to see the manufacturing differences between the X and the S, like how many they made versus of which one, just to see how that feeds into the situation. Mm-hmm. But I think a big thing is the games, the gaming FOMO. I think you are witnessing the power of exclusives. Now, if you don't want to game on a PC and you're a console gamer like me, and you want to play Halo and you want to play Forza and these games that are scoring high Metacritic scores, you got to play on an Xbox. And that is the power of an exclusive game. So I am one of those gamers when I see a game that I do not have and everybody's talking about it and it's getting good scores, I feel like I'm missing out, and I'm very likely to go get that game. So I think you're seeing a lot of that. Some people may have been holding out for a Series X and said, screw it, Halo is coming out in 7 days. I can't find a Series X. Let's just pick up this $300 Series S and rock that. And I'm rocking the Series S personally. I think it's a fabulous machine. You pick it up, it's heavier than it looks. You can tell it's well engineered. It's I'm happy with it.
Nice, bro. And that fear of missing out, that is a great point, man. The power of exclusives. I think you need to register a trademark for that saying. That needs to be a gamer's gamut saying. And just kind of own that yourself, because
I definitely didn't invent that. I can't do that.
Well, you really brought it home on that one, man, because you made me like sit back. I don't know if you can tell. There's points in time throughout conversations with the panel. I sit back. I'm like, like damn, you really proved the point there. And I feel like that is a very viable point. Very well said as well, man. I definitely appreciate that. So going from well said, we're gonna go from somebody who might not be so much. Dark Optimus, the Angry Otter, bro. Series S just outsold everything. What do you think about it, bro?
It's fucking fantastic, man.
That's crazy, right? Dude, that's crazy.
Honestly, I'm not surprised at all. Honestly, I wasn't surprised when I heard it. I was like, "Oh, okay." Oh, I was predicting it because of the fact that it's the lowest console on the market. It's the lowest. Well, I should say it's the cheapest console on the market compared to both. If you're just comparing Xbox and PlayStation, it's the cheapest one. But if you're comparing it to Switch, it's the same price. At least for the regular Switch, not the OLED Switch. The OLED Switch is a little bit more expensive. But if you look at both, it's like, okay, well, am I going to get more for my buck on the Switch, or am I going to get more for my buck on the Series S? And I think a lot of people who are like, well, I already have a Switch at home, I'll go get a Series S. And the fact that people can't find a Series X, they can't find a PS5, people are like, well, I'll just get the next best thing, which is the Series S, and the Series S is selling. There's still quite a few in stock. I actually see in certain stores that are still in stock, but I think for the majority of people, I think they were like, Halo, Forza, all these games are coming out. I kind of want to play them on a newer console. I kind of want to play them, with. Because
screw those load
let's
times,
face it,
brother.
like these,
screw those load times.
those load times,
Dude,
bro. You know.
Have you played?
I mean, everybody on this panel knows.
Have you tried to play Forza
Everybody
Horizon on like an Xbox One yet, or anything like that? Oh my goodness.
Oh,
that would be interesting.
I wouldn't even want to go back, dude. Like, honestly, when I got my PS5 day one, I didn't even go back to any of the other consoles. I was like,
right?
okay,
You got the all digital PS5.
yeah, I got the all digital. And I was like, man, I want to get a Series X. I really want to get a Series X, and I kept on trying. I kept on trying and kept on trying, and I was just like, man, fuck it. I'm just gonna get a Series S, man. I can't even get a Series X right now. I'll just get a Series S, and then actually, Brett brought it up. He's like, well, dude, think about it this way. Like, if you buy a Series S, you trade it in a GameStop for however, or you sell it to somebody, you're gonna make at least half of what the Series X costs anyways. So, at that point, you might as well just wait until you can get a Series X and then sell your Series S, or keep it, or whatever you want to do, and then you'll either pay full price for your Series X, or you'll get at least half of it off. And I was like, what, that makes a lot of fucking sense, because I really wanted to play, if I was gonna play Halo, I'm gonna play it something that has, an SSD in it, something that will make it run faster, things like that, like, and it looks just a little bit better. Some of the graphic fidelity is a little bit better on the Series S than it is on the One X or the One S or the One or whatever. I can only imagine what that game's going to run on the One. The VCR one. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
Yo, Dark. It's something I said before. Yo, people tried to say that supporting the older systems was gonna hold the games back, and I tried to say it's not gonna hold the games back on the newer systems. What it's gonna do is the game's gonna run like a potato on the older systems, man. Like, that's pretty much what we're seeing. Like.
Which is true. I think they're making the games for the new systems. That's what they're doing. They're making the games for the new systems and downscaling them for the other consoles, for the One, the One S, the PS4, PS4 Pro, PS, Slim, whatever. Which it's just, I think we're looking at it like this is the holiday season. Like, people really want to buy, like, around this time of the year, people buy consoles, like a lot of people buy consoles for the kids, for their dad, their freaking grandpa, stuff like that. They buy consoles.
Grandpa be gaming.
And I think a lot of people were like, well, there's that on the shelf, I'm gonna grab it. And it's not necessarily do they not know what they're grabbing. They know exactly what they're getting, because they know that Halo is, they know that Xbox is different from PlayStation. Majority of people know that. There are probably a few people out there that don't know that, but for the majority, people know what they're getting themselves into when they buy these consoles.
I got you, bro. I got you. And it's funny, Dark. You were talking, and you proved you made some very valid points. And my brain keeps going back to what Gambit said with the power of exclusives. I just want to say something, Gambit. I definitely hear what you're saying on that. And remember, Xbox has 23 first-party studios now. So power.
Yeah, hey, they won me. Yeah, I am a PlayStation. I know the chat probably doesn't know this, but PlayStation is my main home. That's where I do most of my gaming. So I am a perfect example of that. I have a Series S. Here I am on an Xbox-centric podcast talking about Halo because it sucked me back in. They lost me for a little bit, but as soon as they had some titles that interest me, here I am. I'm back in it, ready to go. So. Nice. Yeah, it's powerful. It grabs people like me and newcomers.
I think that's the biggest point, is that people say, oh, exclusives don't matter or things like this don't matter, but they do matter to a certain extent. Like, there is a reason to buy an Xbox, with Forza and Halo. Yeah, granted, you don't have to buy an Xbox. You can always just get it on PC. But a lot of people, I think, are like, well, I don't really want to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm not talking about the people who are like us that are gamers. I'm talking about like the people that are like, I don't know anything about technology. I just want to plug it in and play,
Yes.
and
gamers are always going to be console gamers.
Exactly.
Nice.
Just what K-Mecca said.
Nice. Yeah. Let's get Crispy in on this. Yo, Crispy,
Yo.
The Series S flying off the shelves, man. There's still some available as well, but sold the most on Black Friday. I got to ask you if you're surprised about this, and what do you think fueled this scenario right here, bro?
I think I've been on this panel long enough. Not surprised at all. Daddy's home. Xbox actually came out with games this year, and the ironic part is we have two of the three, Halo, Forza, and then you'd say Gears after that, and those two.
Gears is sleeping for a while. Is what's going on with that, man. I hear Coalition's working on a new game, so.
Hopefully it's better than
no, not necessarily. They're working on another game, but it's like 10 years out from what I hear.
Hopefully, it's better than Gears 5.
Oh.
Well, that's where you go and say, let's just make the same mistakes twice. Like,
it's like 1v1 me, bro.
Dark.
You know what?
When we're done with the show, go back and play your bug snacks, okay? We all know you want to.
I mean, no, he's gonna play Ratchet for the 10th
Wait a
time.
minute.
That's what he's gonna do.
Ain't right.
He's gonna say Ratchet and Clank's the greatest thing in the world, even though it scored the same as freaking Psychonauts, right?
Ratchet and Clank is an awesome franchise, man. From what I hear,
love Ratchet and Clank, but going on in nearly 20 freaking games. I mean, that's where I hate hearing like the stupidity, like oh, it's just Halo, Forza, and Gears. Well, guess what? Halo and Forza actually made people want to buy this, and you know what? You can go and say, oh, the Series X isn't available. I don't know. I saw like 10 of them at my Best Buy, and people were buying the Series S more.
Oh.
Whoa! I thought you were completely content with your Series S.
I am. I am. There's a couple little things, like when it comes to my game capture.
Hit her with the side hit.
Yo, for real. When it comes to the game capture, I can only just automatically capture 1 minute on the Series S.
They're fixing that.
Minutes. I want my 3 minutes back.
They're fixing that.
I want my 3 minutes back.
Actually, I could give you my 1X and you can play on the cloud and it'll probably run really good. I've already tried it, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, the games look.
I've run quite a few games
not
on
far
the cloud.
off from a Series S because I played on one of those too. But I got the Tower of Power, so I ain't worried about it.
Yo, Crispy flexing right now. He's flexing.
Yeah, he's flexing.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes it's quieter than the Series S, by the way.
Oh.
Should I keep going? No.
Yo, my Series S is whisper quiet.
I'm with GG because you've coined that. I'm with GG. It's one of those things where you have IPs that actually people that they're beloved, but also they've delivered. And I think that's the biggest thing. And the one thing, my one argument that I continue to just like, I want to buy a PlayStation, but you are giving me 0 exclusives that have some fucking multiplayer in them. And you could sit here and tell me that I'm wrong. And what are you going to say? Last of Us or it's
Destruction
supposed to come out,
baby. Destruction All-Stars.
Oh yeah. Oh, spectacular. How about some Twisted Metal, motherfuckers? What the hell's going on, dude?
Rumors.
What are you doing, bro?
Twisted Metal, but it's not going to be. It's going to be made by a different studio.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna suck, dude. That's where I get sad. I get sad about this. I mean, SOCOM. Where the fuck is SOCOM?
Dude,
where the hell did that go?
Thank you. Please, I've been asking for that. Please.
SOCOM is the OG, bro. SOCOM made multiplayer, especially third-person multiplayer. That made that shit, dude. Like, it was fucking great. And you know what? I had a 56K modem playing that fucking shit, and it was still fun. Okay, so imagine what it could be now. And they don't touch this shit. Even Killzone. If you went and remake Killzone 1 and 2, I bet you people would play it. I'm just saying, like, you all about the remakes and shit now. How about some fucking multiplayer games? No. I don't want no Godfall. I don't want no Godfall, bro. Like, and you know what? You keep saying this Last of Us 2, it's supposed to have this multiplayer. Where the fuck is it, dude? Like, what are you doing? We're at the point in time where, some old school gamers like myself who still love the multiplayer that PlayStation came out with back in the day are looking at it like, PlayStation, you're going to do something? And then you have people that have never played PlayStation, 15, 20 years ago, and they're like, I don't know about this. All there are is a single player box. And then you have this little Series S sitting there like $300, and you get to play free to play Halo, or if you get that Game Pass code or whatever in the box, at least for a month, and you get hooked on freaking Forza. Because
crack.
My God, I mean, I can't, and keep in mind, I've only played it for like 3 to 4 hours. That game is one of the best looking most diverse games I've ever played for a racing game. Like it really, it's all over the place. It gives you like little side missions that are actually side missions. They're not just racing in a different way.
Yeah, the story.
You know what I mean? It gives you a little story there. I was so surprised, and I know I'm going to go back into it because not only that, but the game looks gorgeous, and they really built something there. And you know, people could say what they want about Microsoft, but they're using all their things. Like Microsoft AI is using these drones to map the entire freaking country, it feels like. And you go and drive this and you're like, I've never been to Mexico, but I feel like I'm family now. I love it. You know what I mean? Like those are weird. Like
this isn't Olive Garden, dude.
We can gripe. You know, I'm actually Italian, so you can go fuck yourself. So,
yo, what's up with the breadsticks, man?
Yeah, for real.
I know, right?
Breadsticks are horrible.
This
I don't know how
be my
people
gameplay
like
right here. This got to be my Halo gameplay because I'm
those breadsticks
because I thought I was like
salty as fuck.
When you said slapping, do you mean your head slapping the ground for every time you got killed? Is that
no? I mean, I'm looking. We're capturing the flag. I'm playing objective, sucker. I don't know what you're
saying. You're not supposed to. From what I hear, nobody does that though. Like that's what I'm hearing.
I'm gonna reel this in real quick. You take a $300, Xbox Series S, and you go and say, okay, you can play Halo, free to play. You can play. I mean, buying for kids nowadays. Oh, you can play Fortnite for free. You can do the updates to Minecraft, stuff like that. Like this is a gift for youngins, because at the end of the day, they want to play with people. They don't just want to just sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to play by myself.
Is heavy on multiplayer. You see that with Fortnite, Minecraft. You see that with all the Roblox. You see that with all the games that are so popular with that demographic.
So as in so the adults are buying it, and I get, like, remember, oh, you don't know what the Series X or S. Well, they already said the Series S. Phil said this a while back. Series S is going to be more available. I mean, it's only logical. You know what I'm saying? But at this point in time, with like, oh, I see Halo. Oh, I want to try that. You know what I mean? And on top of, they already play Fortnite and whatever else. And it's like, man, like, what's the value? And at this point, the value supersedes anything else. And the IPs. And you're not even thinking of what's going to come out next year. I mean, crazy. So I'm looking forward to the Game Awards. I think it's at the Microsoft Theater, bro. Like, there's going to be something.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I got to stream that, guys. I got to stream that on my channel. Yo, Gamut, if you're around, man, and you want to join
that's at
let's do it.
Let's on Thursday, bro.
It's on
Thursday, right?
And as far as those people,
it's on Thursday.
That,
during next podcast, so just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, we can stream it live during
stream it live during your show.
Might as well just do that.
Good, I can get to gaming.
I won't be there because I'll be playing Halo. So.
Ooh, yeah, like I'll be playing Halo too. So
dude, you'll be playing Godzilla via backwards compatibility on your PS5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick.
Yeah, it took a minute.
I just wanted to say real quick, as far as the comment is people saying that the parents won't know the difference between the X and the S. We are the parents now. Like a lot of us are in our 40s now. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, we know gaming. We've grown up with gaming. Like, we are the parents now.
Holy shit!
I think
you would think people wouldn't know what a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they do know. So I mean, it's
right.
So you're right. That's a great point.
Great point. Let's get Predator in on this now. Pred, you have a tendency to dabble in the finances when it comes to the gaming industry. I am really, really interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on this Series S going out there and basically selling the most out of all the consoles. Man, were you surprised? And what do you think? What fueled this whole thing?
I wasn't really surprised. It was available. Like, you can't find a PlayStation 5. You can't find a Series X. You can find Switches, but everybody's got a fucking Switch at this point. Like, it's been selling like hotcakes forever. So I wasn't surprised. I just figured whoever had the most availability would be the one out there. And I've seen Series S's out there all year, pop in and out of stores. I've seen them on Best Buy. I've seen them on some of the military websites I go to. I've seen them like Target. I've seen them pop in and pop out. Like they're available. So for them to have them for Christmas and it's cheap, it's a cheaper console and like everything some of you guys were saying before, like, it's not just that it's cheap. It's not just that it's available. You also have to look at like Game Pass. You got to look at Halo coming out here this year. Everyone talking about Forza being how good Forza is. We got Starfield hype. Like all the studios Microsoft has purchased in the last year or so. Like people know those games are coming. And some people, like they're trying to make that excuse on parents don't know what they're buying. Bullshit. Like Gambit said, we are the parents, right? So like we know what we're buying our kids. There might be a handful of grandparents out there buying something for their kid because they want a video game system or whatever. That's a small majority, a small minority. So like, I think some of these people who that already have a PlayStation 5 or have a PlayStation 4 and they see there's nothing coming and they see Halo's coming. They see Forza's here. They see all the stuff that's coming in Game Pass. They're thinking like, man, I need to get in this. I really don't want to get fully invested in it yet, but like I'll try this out. Let me get this cheap version of Xbox to get into the ecosystem. And they're going to be surprised when they get in there and they play games they haven't played before. Because every time I've seen someone hop in there that's never played an Xbox game and hasn't played one in years, they get on Game Pass. Every person I've talked to that's done that, they're like, wow. Like I got friends now that who they're diehard PlayStation knuckleheads, and so I tell them my Game Pass. They didn't even know Halo was free on Game Pass. Like they don't know. There's some people out there who just don't know, and so they go out and they get a Series S. Some people jump on their PC and get immersed in that side of it too. But like there's some gamers out there who just don't know. It's kind of weird to hear that, but like I'm like, how did you not know this? Like maybe it's because we do podcasts and we're the hardcore. But some of these randoms, man, they ask questions about stuff like that. And they like you would think they would like do some research or something like that, but they go around listening to these pro PlayStation guys and believe that is the gospel. And until they get their hands on one, they start seeing stuff. They're like, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought it was. So like, I think a lot of it, the price is a big thing. The availability is a big thing, but I think a lot of it too is, the mind share's changed a little bit. And people aren't looking at Microsoft as a shit company for Xbox, you know what I'm saying, for gaming anyway. On that aspect, you're not looking at it as a shit company on the gaming realm. They're like, there's really actual viable games here we could be playing. Like even if it's something like Psychonauts. Yeah. And like you look and they're playing, you look and people are playing, $70. But look at the games Sony's had out this generation, right? $70 for some of that shit. Like real talk.
Betrayal.
$70 for like fucking what is it? I don't think the Destruction All-Stars are $70. Returnal, Godfall. What'd you say?
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank I didn't play it, so I don't know how much fun it was. But they're like, you're paying $70 for these games, you're gonna finish in like that long. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, man.
Well, even for the not the remasters, but for the director's cuts, those are $70.
Mm-hmm. They're getting price gouged over there for some games, and so like, and you look over on the Xbox side, there's something new coming down the pipeline like every fucking month. Even if it's not something that you want to play, it's in Game Pass. Like, oh, I can get this for like $14 a month, $10 a month, or whatever it is nowadays. Oh, I can get all that, and this is coming there too. Oh, let me get on Game Pass because everybody ain't got PCs, right? We already know that everybody got gaming PCs and shit like that. So they gotta find a way to get. They gotta find a way to get into this the gaming ecosystem. So yeah, it's a $299, and they start looking at these. And the thing is, Digital Foundry kind of helps this shit because they start showing these. Here's a Series S. Here's a Series X. Here's a PlayStation 5, and Series X looks good. PlayStation 5 looks good. Series S looks good. I'll go ahead and take that downgrade on the Series S just to get into the ecosystem, play the systems, and play the games or whatever, because it don't look that bad. Oh wait, it's got ray tracing too. Oh shit! Wow, on that's $300, and I get all that. Oh fuck it, my PC can't do that. Some people say
the Series S blew my mind when I saw ray tracing in Watch Dogs. That blew my mind. I'm like,
So
wow.
people now realize it's not really a bad console. Some people probably knocked it at first, but now they realize like, okay, you get all this for that much. Okay, cool. I'm a hop on this shit, and and again, there's some people. This is like Microsoft lost mind share at the beginning of this generation. They're gonna gain some of it back, and it's because of Series S.
Well, dude, you already heard Gambit. Like, they came with games that he wanted to play, and he's back. Like, I've played Halo Infinite with him, had a blast doing that, and we've gotten into those. I think Christy was talking about oh shit moments. We were calling them. They're like unique Halo moments, things that just happen in Halo. That is back in the Halo game. And
let me ask you this: is there, because did you have a Xbox before this?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually. Xbox is kind of important to me in that way. I drifted away from gaming as a young man, doing things that young men like to do as they come of age. And when I came back, the console I came back to was the original Xbox and Halo,
Okay,
and I had no idea. Yeah, so I do have a love for Xbox.
So I mean, like in this generation, this current generation, did you have like a one or X?
Yeah, I had the VCR one at launch. I went with them at launch. Enjoyed Rise. I thought Quantum Break was a good time. And they just kind of lost me. I lost interest in the games they were offering me. I think for a moment there, they lost belief in themselves in some ways as far as funding. But so I went to PlayStation, but I always keep my eye open for good games to play. I did get the One X. I came back and messed with the One X for a while. Had a great time with that, and then went back to PlayStation. So yeah, I'm always got one foot in the door usually.
I was just curious if your experience now that you come with the Series S, has that like, and with now the Game Pass is there too, has that changed?
I do.
Your view
I do like
bit?
it. I did do a little bit of early day Game Pass, and but it's amazing. Like you bundle in the $300 S with the Game Pass. I mean, it's such a great deal. You can't deny it. It's Game Pass is incredible. It changed the game overnight, in my opinion. It changed the landscape of
It's
gaming.
like Blockbuster sitting on your damn couch, for the love of God.
And they're bringing Aliens Fire Team to Game Pass this month as well. I am so glad. People try to talk shit like, oh yeah, you're not buying games and stuff like that. That is one game that I am actually glad I didn't just jump in and buy right off the bat, because we all know because of the whole Aliens something Marines, that whole debacle. Like every Alien game that comes out, I'm a little skeptical about now. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it going to be good? Did they get a
No, this game
developer?
is good. This game is real good. Yeah.
And so now I'll be able to play it with my subscription. Every month, like Pret said, every month they load up Game Pass. It's not going to be every single game that you like. You know what I'm saying? But there just seems to be something there for everybody every month when they show the lineup that they're putting in there. And like, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer, man. It has saved me money in the long run when it comes to getting games, and it has also freed up money to the point where I'm thinking like the new NBA. Like I didn't jump on that like day one or whatnot, but now it's on sale for like $35, and I'm like, I'm looking at it like, oh man.
Yeah, it's great for it's great for game discovery too. I've played things I never would have ever played. If I had to throw money on it, I never would have made that gamble.
That is another great point. Great point. Well, speaking of games, let's get into this whole Halo Infinite thing, because the multiplayer came out in its quote unquote beta form, which again I'm really skeptical about. Hold up, before we get in on it, I gotta shout out Sir X-Man again, hitting up that super chat, and this was we're talking about the Series S. He says, remember the PS4 came out at a lower price, on the launch date for the PS4, and that is true. That was one of the key things that people were talking about with the PS4 at launch over the Xbox One. Besides the whole camera and all that other stuff, the price point was a huge factor, and I know that from working at GameStop during that point in time. People were asking me about the differences, so I was telling them the differences between the systems, and of course, one of the difference being the price, and that usually sealed the deal on a sale for a lot of PS4s going through the store I worked at. But so Halo Infinite, it came out, and the gameplay absolutely solid. Again, those Halo moments are back again. And they were in Halo 5 as well. It seems like they're more pronounced in this Halo, and I don't know if it's like from certain things that they took out of the game that just kind of magnified these certain moments or whatnot. But it seems that Halo is absolutely back. You look on social media, there's people playing this game until 2 o'clock in the morning, have to get up in the morning for work. All I see are endless like clips, screenshots, this and that. Everybody's talking about Halo Infinite, but they're not all talking about it in an all good way as well, because there seems to be an issue with the battle pass progression. Now, 343 has come out. They have made a couple changes, and the latest change I definitely want the panel to talk about. They made a couple changes, and this is not the end of what they're going to do. They said they're going to come back in January with kind of like a detailed list of what they're going to do, how they're going to change the progression to move forward, and to kind of line up more with what the community and what the gamer wants from the battle pass and kind of like progression system. What they have done to patch it until January is, they gave XP for every match played. Now, that wasn't really good enough because they were only giving 50 XP. So they went in and changed it. The first couple rounds, I believe it's the first 1 or 2 rounds, you will get 300 XP per match. After that, you'll get like 3 or 4 rounds that are 200 XP per match. After that, you'll get a few more rounds that are 100 XP until it goes down to 50, and 50 is what you get after that for that day. It recycles every day. So every day that you go in, you have your 300s, you have your 200s, 100s down to 50s, and that recycles every single day. I got to say that I have been playing this the last couple days, and my battle pass levels have jumped. It no longer feels stagnant, even though it is challenge based, and I know people complain about that, but it doesn't feel stagnant. It feels like you're getting progression, you're getting what you wanted, you're getting movement when it comes to moving up the ladder and getting to level 100 of progression. But it's not the end of it all. So I want to go to, what? Let's start with Crispy on this one. Crispy, we are starting with you on Halo. That's got to feel awkward, man, but we're doing it. We are doing it. Dude, I don't know how much you have played recently, but have you played where they have kind of like, they've enhanced the progression, like I said, given the 300, 200, 100? Have you gone in and tried that out at all?
I haven't. No. First of all, battle pass. So I have to purchase the battle pass to do something. Correct?
Oh, you haven't done that?
No. God no.
Why not?
Because I don't know. It's if Gears offered a battle pass, I wouldn't do that either. The one thing I'll say is, like, if you're purchasing it in the battle pass, and they went and started out copying the Tour of Duty system in Gears, there's a problem. Okay? They literally did the wrong thing right off rip. Okay? Because it wasn't like people were like, oh, I'm free to play and, I didn't purchase a battle pass and I'm having issues. Everybody's complaining about the battle pass, which you pay for. So I'm completely confused. No, I'll call this shit out right now. Why in God's name do you have one thing fail? Because, we were in Game Pass at that point. They were trying to use that as a free-to-play model for Gears 5. And a lot of people were fucking pissed. And you can go back and look at my Twitter. I'm not going back that far, by the way. But it is there. And I've had people say, oh, shit, you actually said this. You don't earn nothing. And I paid for that game, technically. Okay? Because back then, Game Pass wasn't what it was. And now you look at this, and people are paying for the Battle Pass, and that Tour of Duty system is the same damn thing. They give you challenges. They make you want to do things that aren't the objective of the freaking game mode you're playing. And that's exactly what happened with Gears. And I say shame on them for doing that. Okay, I'm absolutely with some people that are like, this is pathetic. And if they're going to fix it this way, it's not going to work. You need to give people, if somebody's going to be 20-2 in a game and carry the team and be the MVP, they deserve what they get, regardless of even if they buy the battle pass or not. Seriously. Like, there should be some kind of earnings to it.
I hear you. I hear you on that. But the thing is, when you deal with like stat based kind of like rewards, you also deal with people that won't necessarily do the objective as well. Like when it comes down to it, if you're the quote unquote MVP, a lot of times that goes around kills.
Okay.
So say you're in capture the flag.
All right.
There's somebody who's going around getting kills.
Okay, no. We come on. That's nothing new. Okay, it's like me playing King of the Hill on Gears. Okay, because I'm gonna go to Gears because capture the flag. It's kind of the same thing. All right, but King of the Hill and Gears. Okay, there are people like myself that go always for the ring, and they always break it. Whatever else, I get points for that. Now, this wasn't the case when the game started out. And that's the whole point I try to make is that, there's multiple ways to go about playing a certain game mode or everything else. The whole point is like that one person, and I've had this happen many times, that one person will go around, kill everybody, and we will lose. And they will be like godlike, like 50-2, like died twice, killed 50 people. You know what I mean? And we lose. And then I go and say to that person, I say, what did we gain from this? I mean, do you want to win the game or you don't? And generally they just leave at that point. And that's one of the things. It's so easy to simplify that compared to what is the thing that they're looking to get done for their challenge or whatever else. You know what I mean? That's a little more complicated. And, the way it's set up is exactly what I've seen before. You know what I mean? So,
Crispy, real quick.
It's kind of sad.
Real quick, I do have to let you know there are challenges that are objective based. Like, not only is it just like play 3 capture the flag matches, but it'll be like, all right, kill a guy who's holding the flag as well, which definitely helps your team and your objective at that point. It's capture the flag 3 times as well. Which will help.
Well, I've had this is what I'm trying to explain to you is that they made this mistake once and they've done it again because it's the same thing that's happened. Okay, so why do it again? I get it's free to play, but we're talking about Battle Pass, so people are paying to have that extra little, nuance or whatever it may be. And we're going to sit here and act like it's okay because at the end of the day, I mean, I get it. Like most of you guys haven't played Gears like I do, but I'm sure even the Don in the chat knows what I'm talking about. Like they did the same exact fucking thing with Gears 5 and they treated Game Pass as if it's a free to play model. They did that and it absolutely turned off the majority of the player base. And luckily for Halo right now, the gameplay, because all the other, FPS shooters aren't that much better or are way worse gameplay wise. And that's what people care about. That it's riding the lightning right now. But I just worry that they're not moving quick enough because at the end of the day, I look at it and I say, you're doing the same damn thing you already did. And it did not go well. So correct it more quickly. And I'm still baffled that they did this, even though Gears 5 lost a shit ton of player base because of the way they approached it. And that's because it's a multiplayer game at the end of the day. You could say, hey, a lot of people love that single player, and I agree. Like, the single player is really good, and I'm sure Halo is going to be really good. But if you want longevity, you cannot sit here and act like they didn't just do the same fucking thing that they did with freaking Gears 5. And that is pathetic, in my opinion. Really is.
All right, I got you, bro. And as usual, man, you're bringing that heat, you're bringing that energy, and I definitely appreciate that. We are let's go to Gambit on this now. Gambit, we've actually talked, while we were playing the game and when it comes to progression. You went in and you tried it out today in terms of seeing like the advancement for this progression. I got to ask you, how do you think like it started, and how do you think it's going now? And do you feel like there's improvement here? Do you feel like uh, should people be concerned with like kind of like the negativity that's going on in terms of the progression with the battle pass right now?
Yeah, I definitely think it's an improvement. It was crawling at a snail's pace. You know, we even was just within a few matches today. I gained a level and a half, no problem. It's definitely an improvement. I think it'll do for now. I'm not too concerned about it. At the end of the day, it's cosmetics, but when you're talking about progression, that is important to a lot of people. For some people, if they don't have that progression drive, it'll kill their interest in the game. So you have to be careful. But I think the more important thing is to let people choose their match types. I think if you can just hop on that fix right away, it will help to alleviate some of the other problems. You know, if you have people in oddball who don't want to play oddball and they're treating it like Slayer, well, give them that option to play Slayer, and there'll be less of those people. You'll always have people who never play the objective anyway, but I think if they let us pick the types of games we want to play instead of going into quick play and being forced to play 5 kinds of matches we didn't want, I think that would be the best thing to hop on first. And I think the battle pass is in a good enough state now to where we should be good for a minute, but it still needs work. They need to fix the objective types, that kind of thing.
I got you, man. And it's funny because you're saying that, and it's bringing me back to when we were playing earlier today. And I'm like, yo, I just want to play a Slayer match. Give me a Slayer match. They kept giving us like, they kept giving us strongholds, and I'm like, dude, I don't want that right now. Come on, just let me.
Right, and it affects us in more ways than one. Sometimes you get into a lobby and half of the lobby just straight up leaves and quits, and you get bots in your squad, or you're short man for power for a minute, or you know what I mean. Like, it affects you in different ways too. So I think they should hop on that.
That is a great point, and I think I'm about to jump on that boat with you. You know, when it comes to progression, I feel like what they have done so far, yeah, you feel the movement, you feel the satisfaction, you feel like you're not just sitting there in one place, which is good. But if they go in and they give you access to choosing your match type, I believe that will definitely alleviate. And you know what? I'm gonna roll with you on that one, bro. Great points. Let's see. Predator. Now I know you said you haven't played too much of this. I'm not sure if you've played it since they did. They kind of bumped up your match XP or whatnot. Have you tried it with like that 300, 200, 100 scenario?
Nope, I've not touched it. I've not played that game in maybe a week.
Is there any specific reason why? Is it because of the progression or anything that you haven't touched it, or?
You know, I'm kind of waiting on the story. I'm more into the Halo story than I am into the multiplayer, to be honest with you. And plus, I've been playing Battlefield. So, but I don't know. I think what a little bit what Gambit said. Like, I said Gamut said, like, there's some modes I don't like oddball. That's not my game. You know, I really just want to play, Slayer. You know, when I play multiplayer. I mean, I'll play oddball, I'll play capture the flag and all the other ones, and if it pops up, but sometimes it just seems like it just keeps coming up over and over again. And I'm like, I don't want to play this mode, um and to be honest with you, one of the favorite modes that I liked, and I don't know if it's in this one yet. I think it was Big Team Battle, where it was like one team versus the other team, and you had like and this was in Halo 5, and they had like, you had to kill, certain people on there. Like, you start off, your team will be on one side, the other team will be on the other side. Y'all come together to kill the enemies on one team. What is it? Was that Big Team Battle, or was it something else?
What was the description again? My bad. We got Naked HD back in the chat. So.
Oh, like two teams were up against each other, but you also had bots you had to go up against too.
In Halo 5, that was Warzone.
5, yeah. Warzone. I love that game mode, and every time I played, that's what I played, and unless I was playing Slayer, but But in Halo 5, that's what I played, and that's not there right now, as far as I know. So,
no.
And again, it's a beta. I get it. They're gonna tweak it. The progression system did kind of
Is it a
suck, but
beta
I
though?
wasn't.
Like I'm so
It's
many
not.
people
I'm just saying. I'm
it's
just saying that
beta.
because that's
Like,
what they call it. And I'm kind of hoping that when the full release of the game comes out, they, come out with more maps
King of
for
the Hill,
multiplayer.
free for all
Yeah.
modes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, like, and again, I'll play it. I'm not a Halo like junkie when it comes to the multiplayer part of it, but I'm more into the story. So I'll get there eventually. It's just I'll pop in and pop out. Oh, back up a minute. My stepson was here too for Thanksgiving, so he's on my Xbox. Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, I don't get my Xbox at all. So I'm surprised I even got as much Battlefield. I had to jump on Battlefield before everybody woke up and just played it religiously from like 3 o'clock in the morning until like 8, 9 o'clock when they got up. So it was either Battlefield or Halo. We had a chance to pick one, so I picked Battlefield. I'm better at it. So,
I'm better at it.
But I mean, I'm better at Battlefield. I
Hey.
like my military weapons. So, but and then I like playing with my friends too with Halo, and it never seemed like you guys were online. So when I get up in the morning, anyways, y'all are going to bed or have been in bed already. So it is what it is.
Get
But I'll
ready
jump
for
in
work, stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get on there like when I have more free time and stuff like that, and I kind of get off of Battlefield, and I was still trying to do the achievements for Forza and trying to knock those out too. So I was kind of playing those two and flip-flopping back and forth. And when Halo came out, kind of like shockingly, I was like, "Fuck," ruined my plans. So like,
you had
I was
it
trying
all,
to have Forza
you had
knocked
it
out.
all
Yeah.
planned out, and they just threw the wrench right in there, man. That was
Yeah,
it.
and I was like, man, I gotta get into Halo 2 and jump on before everybody else is. And I think I'm like a level 3 or 4 right now. That's how little. But this again, that was before the progression change. So I'm sure if I jump in there and just get at it religiously for like a weekend, I can probably jump up to like at least 15. But it's nothing against the game. I love the gameplay. I love the mechanics of it. It's just I just haven't had a lot of time in it because I've been trying to play other shit.
I got you, brother. I got you. And we have less than a week until the campaign, man. I am insanely excited, man. I feel like this is gonna be an epic story, and I can't wait to jump in on that. But let's go to K Mega. K Mega. I'm pretty sure you have played it since they adjusted the progression, so now you're getting hundreds of points per match, and it kind of it trickles down to 50 after a few quite a few matches or whatnot. I feel like it's more fluid. I feel like I'm making a lot more progress. What do you think about the whole kind of like battle pass progression and what people are complaining about, and kind of like 343's at least temporary answer until January, because they've been crushing it trying to get this game out, and they got to be burnt out, so they're not in the office right now, man. Like, shouldn't they get a break, yo?
Well, I mean, yeah, the main people are going to get a break, but the people that are going to work and keep progressing within the online aspect of it, they're going to still. There's going to be people that's going to be there. Like, I mean,
Well, no,
have
basically
somebody that
343 came out and said that they're taking a break. Like, they worked hard on development. They are taking a break.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing for us now. And in January, they're going to talk about additional changes and how they're going to revamp the progression.
But I'm talking about the people that's watching the servers to make sure that they don't crash and
okay,
and
I
go
got
crazy.
you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like no, I mean that. Listen, I mean everybody so far has made points that I can agree with, except for Crispy on his ends, except for the part where he's talking about the one part where the slow progression aspect of it, because the one thing that they did, which was a mistake, and what they should have done is to see how people would have reacted to the new way that they put the progression in the flight, instead of giving us that progression that they did in the flight, what everybody was cool with. So that was the biggest mistake, because if they did that, then people would have already, then they could have already been started to make those changes beforehand by bringing those,
Great,
then kind of,
great
you know
point.
what I'm saying? yeah, so to me, I don't know if that was one of those moments to try to be slick, and then because of all the praise, and it was like, oh, I'll just kind of throw it in there. They seen it, and so you could tell that they've had some kind of plan, and how it feels like now is what it was like in the first 2 flights, so except, they just add a little bit extra to it because, you got, if you play 7 games or if you play 6 games, you get 300 XP, 200 XP, 200, 100, 100, 100, and then after the 7th game that you played, it's back to 50. And then at that point, if you got those coins to where you can get double XP or whatever for the double XP for an hour, then you could throw those in or just kind of ride with it because that's kind of how I do it. I just kind of ride with it. But no, I can't. I agree with the point of mode selection because I don't have a problem. This is probably the most I played oddball, but I don't have a problem with it. But I am not a fan of the seeds and the big team. I'm just not a fan of them. I mean, and it's crazy because about 90%, 85 to 90%, we win when I play that mode. But I just don't. It's just not. I like the my most favorite is Slayer, of course, and then playing the strongholds. I love those because I kind of like just running and killing and shooting. And the capture the flag on big team battle, it's okay, it's cool, but I prefer it on ranking or just 4v4 big team battle because I kind of like that fluidity of play. But the siege is just so. It's just I don't know. It's just not my thing. But it is what it is. I mean, I hope that they make those changes in there. I was seeing some people, and this is something that we'll be talking about on GRG tomorrow night. Is about this, should people, because there were suggestions of should you just take cross-play out and then also have an easy mode to where people can only play around with only easy people and get that shit out of here. Get that out of here. I don't even want to.
Sounds like participation trophy syndrome. Man.
Right. I don't stop that. Stop it. You're not. This is the facts. This is reality, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to be better than everybody. Period.
What?
You're not. If you haven't played Halo since Halo 3, you're not going to come in here and play people who's played Halo from 1 through 5 and think you're going to beat them just because you life's Halo 3. It ain't gonna happen. If you ain't even played the Master Chief Collection in a while, and you just jump in and thinking that this is gonna be where you was when 15, 17 years ago, you're crazy. It's not gonna happen. That's just, what I'm saying? And so for me, as a person that's in, it is competitive play, but I don't kind of look at it that way. I just play to play. I enjoy the sport of playing against people who are better than me, and it gets the juices flowing. So that's why I love fighters so much, because fighters is that one-on-one. There is no running, there is no this and that. And of course, you'll play with cheaters and people will exploit things and things like that, but you can adjust. I'm seeing people complain about, well, this person is cheating. Well, how do you know that they're cheating? You know what I'm saying? Because there's games that I've had. Well, yeah, I've got wrecked. I sit here and it is crazy. It's like in a time frame. Like if I play real late at night until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm playing against somebody else in a different region or somewhere, and they must be bushy-eyed, just ready to go.
And they're fresh.
They're kicking my ass. I'm on my 10th hour playing, right? So it's like, my skills is diminished. I'm old now. I can't keep that. I can't keep it going, even though I still try. But like in the middle part of the day, I'm wrecking shop. There's matches I've went 18-1. I went 19-1. I've had matches where I went 4-22. I mean, it's just going to happen. Like I always say, Halo giveth, Halo taketh away. It's just, you're going to have it, and then there's times you're not. But for everybody that expects to come in here and start whooping ass because they used to whoop ass back in the day. My son had to learn the hard way because he used to be in the tournaments and everything and all that. He comes in here and he gets wrecked. The first 2 matches he gets wrecked. And then he started picking it up, and the only thing he did was go even or went 2 games over 500. So I mean, it just comes to show. And he hasn't played Halo since Halo 3. So that just comes to tell you right there that it's just different. You're not going to have those same skills like that. And That's just mostly with all different types of other games that's multiplayer. Another thing that I keep having to reminding people is that when you have to remember, the only thing you're doing is installing that game and playing it. You know what I'm saying? Like people are over here, well, why do I have to pay this? You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay it. You don't have to pay a damn thing. You are putting that game in. Only thing you need is a PC or an Xbox. And then you just download that game and you play. There's nothing, you're not paying anything. You're not paying for Game Pass. You're not paying for anything. You're just playing that game. So for people talking about, well, you have to pay for cosmetics, that's how free-to-play games work. That's how it is. And when somebody, yeah, go ahead.
Well, real quick, when it comes to that, I hear what you're saying on that, but playing with this progression system, and I'm not saying it's bad. Like I'm digging it. First off, the rewards are like Halo Reach, which could be a little.
It's the first season.
It could be it could be a little weird on people because you get one shoulder pad, and you got the other shoulder pad like a couple levels away and stuff. It was kind of like the same thing on Reach as well. Like they had left and right like shoulder pads and stuff like that. I will say for people who played Halo 5 Guardians that complained about the rec packs.
Oh yeah, there are people out saying we're sorry.
Yeah. Now how do you feel?
We're sorry, Halo 5 for the rec packs. Like the rec packs was the perfect thing. Like I mean,
yes.
Now of course, once you played so much and then you kept getting duplicates, but you could sell those and then you could do, you know what I'm saying? So it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. My opinion on it is like, look, you're playing the game for free. You have the options to pay for it. Now, I do agree that the progression system beforehand, when they first introduced the game on the 15th, was very slow, and it was a grind.
Yeah.
But I'm playing, you know what I'm saying? It was a grind, no doubt about it, and it was almost enticing you to pay for that in order to see it to boost up. And so I can see why everybody was bitching about that. But now, since they fixed this, there's no, man, you like you said, like, man, today I was at 47 and I played for what, an hour and a half, and I got played for an hour and a half, and I got to 50, and that's when I posted. I'm like, oh man, I got to 50. I'm halfway there. So it's like, it is, to me, it is, and I haven't used any of my my XP little boosts. I've kept them. I got all 10 of them. The max I paid into that game is $28. You know what I'm saying? There's other people you can tell that there's other people out there that's paid the full like $60 or whatever. No, I like the challenge. I want to earn. I want to feel the earn. It was no different than what I did with Call of Duty with their with the way that their system worked. And it seems like you got more because you got more character variances instead of just the pieces. So that's something that they'll probably have to add more because getting a glove or something like that doesn't seem like that's very rewarding. But to me, overall, it's just the gameplay, and I just can't get enough of playing the game. Now, again, what they're going to definitely have to do is have more stages available, and hopefully by launch, or at least by January, to have more modes and have more levels, so people can have that, can still keep that freshness. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I just don't know what people want, because sometimes they'll say that they want all these changes. It just goes back to the whole Battlefield thing. They want all these changes. They want things to be new, different, and fresh. And then when they come out with it, then they don't like it. Bring it back. Bring back what it used to be like.
It's
so confusing for them.
That's why I feel like, listening to the community is good. Trust me, it's good.
Yeah.
Just don't do it 100% though, because when you're listening to the whole community, you gotta remember there's so many different personalities, and then when you get people into massive groups like social media and stuff, somebody just hypes up this group to say a certain thing. Half of them don't even like really pay attention to what they're saying, but they go with it anyway. It creates this whole kind of like wave moving forward, especially the old school Halo community when it comes down to it, and kind of like their hate for certain things in Halo 5 or right. Halo 5 Guardians was pay to win with rec packs, which it really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, rank, right. your arena ranked and everything like that had nothing to do.
One bad mother has 30 million rec points. And he's a beast. He's like 150 when he stopped playing. Like, I mean, that you know what I'm saying, and he didn't use any of the rec packs. He was just going in there just playing, so it's I get like people keep trying to use microtransactions as the biggest sin out there, but people don't want to put out the point that this game is free. This game is free. Yeah, go ahead.
I do think Xbot made a great point there. They should listen to the community. There is a lot of positive things that come from that, but you can't let them steer the ship.
Exactly.
Right. That's why I was so happy that when I seen that like the older community was trying to talk about, I say this a million times, I'll say it again, about the no clamor. I even seen some people, because there was, there'll be some people that's in the 343 studio from the studio and ask the community, and there's people that say, just take away the sprint and just turn up the running up 30 to 40%. No. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Those days are gone. It's, you know what I'm saying? Running and clamoring and other things are just essential with any type of shooter or anything like that. And it just, stop it. Just, if you want those old things to stay that way, just go and play the older games. Like, I mean, you want games to innovate. Like, I remember when it was at the beginning when they were showing like the grappling hook. Like a lot of people were showing that, well, I don't know about that repulsor thing. That thing looks kind of weird. I don't know about, and then everybody loves repulsor. It just comes to show that you just have to, like you guys are saying, listen to the community, but still have your vision for the game that you want to make. Because if you do that, then what you're going to do is you're going to make the same game that you've made 17 years ago, and for some people that might be a great thing, but for the majority of people, they're gonna be like, well, I've been there and done that, man.
Well, like 17 years ago, nobody knew that they wanted Halo Combat Evolved. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't know that it took this development team to bring out something that was different. You know what I'm saying? And if they go and they just constantly listen to everything within the community and they don't move forward with kind of like their vision, then how are people going to know that they wanted something different? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying, right?
Gamers got to give it a fair shot as well. Don't just automatically be like, well, this isn't what I like. This isn't what I'm used to, so it's wrong. Like, no.
Right, like, I see Sir X-Man in the super chat. He's saying something, but like I'm seeing people, I don't want to play against Mouse and Keeper. That's not got anything to do with anything. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't. I can't speak for everybody, but I could just, that doesn't mean a damn thing. I've seen those guys that do those. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what's funny? I see a lot of people showing the aim assist, and it's far worse than mouse and keyboard. Maybe I do believe they dumbed it down a bit, but I've seen a lot of people that are playing on PC and stuff complain that people are cheating, and I'm like, maybe it's just the Xbox gamers because they're giving them somewhat of an advantage. Like I've done it myself, and I've sat there and I've shot something, and then I kind of wait a second, and then it like locks on to people as they're jumping or wherever else, and I've shot them straight in the freaking head. You know what I mean? Like, easily.
My reaction is I'm too old, and my reaction is too slow, so I'm jerking. so I ain't got shit locking on nothing. I'm just trying to move.
I feel that one, man. I feel that one.
So God bless you.
Shooting in a straight, like, horizontal line, hoping.
Right. Yeah, like Crispy's over here talking like he's shooting like one, and he making bullets flip and shit. I wish I had that skills anymore. I can't do that. So I listen, there's going to be cheap. That was one thing that I was trying to say too, because I seen what Jez put when he did his poll, and that's what I was the point I was trying to make. Look, I've been playing games since the 70s, right? And arcade games, they were quick to cheat your ass and manipulate you to spend another quarter. Like every game that you play, and just in life, there's always going to be somebody that manipulates the system for its favor. It is just life, and if you get that frustrated when you jump into a match and then you get wrecked, then I just don't know what to say about, because that just happens. That's going to happen. You're not going to beat everybody. You're not going to go into every game and do what maybe you used to do in Call of Duty and things like that. For one reason, it's because you were a hell of a lot younger, and like Crispy, he's still young enough to still have them super skills with his hands. When you get older, that shit is gone, Jack, and you just got to fight for your damn life. And two, it's just
that's the truth.
and then you playing against people around the world, you're going to get your ass kicked one way or another. I mean, we used to think that Mike Tyson would never get his ass beaten. He got beat by the least likely person ever. So it's just something to show. Some days you'll have it, some days you don't. I play games for the enjoyment now, not so much about the KD. I think Call of Duty has made a lot of multiplayer gamers fickle like that instead of just going back. That's why I think that's why I love Battlefield so much, because you have to play the objectives. There'll be matches where I get my ass kicked and get wrecked. But as long as we won, that's how I care, because I feel like I'm a part of a team. And Halo still gives me that. So I don't know. But it is what it is. The progression system seems to be better, and I hope that people will if people still want more, cool, but I'm happy the way it is for me personally.
Nice. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up the super chat. And for people who don't know, Sir X-Man, I met him and he was on Xbox. Now he has become a member of PCMR. He is a part of the PC Master Race. His super chat says, I play Halo on PC. Got settings to controller only. So he doesn't do the mouse and keyboard. He is controller on PC, and for people who don't know, he has 3 screens.
I'm going to try to use mouse and keyboard on Halo. I'm
3 screens. Then he says, yo, another super chat. Yo, thank you so much, Sir X-Man. Definitely appreciate the love and the support. The more I'm playing Halo, the better I'm getting. Yeah, Sir X-Man, that's usually how it goes. You play, the more you play, the better you get. All right, you're gonna have your slumps. You're gonna have your slumps. But and with what K Mega was talking about in terms of the older gamers fighting for their lives out there, you got to watch out for the old dog, because that's what it is. The old dog is in that round fighting for his life. All right, he will take you with him. That's the way it goes. All right, don't sleep the older gamer out there.
I still got them old. I see my fangs are long. I still show them.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Woo!
Nice, bro.
We may be getting slow, but we'll take you with us.
Well, yeah,
right,
that's
right.
Dude, and see, that's one more thing. And when it comes to, again, we're out here to, not only talk about what we like, but to talk about, things that they can do, that they can improve on, stuff like that. One thing I have noticed, and I put this out to Halo on Twitter, and of course I didn't get an answer back on this. I have found no place where I can see my accumulation of medals. The medals that I have gotten in multiplayer, I went to Halo Waypoint. I've looked all over the Halo Infinite menu system. There is always a place in Halos where you can go and see all the medals you have collected in multiplayer. Guys, I need that. I need that in my life. I need to be able.
That's baffling.
Dude, that's insane.
It's a beta. That's what they're going to say. It's a beta.
They have the theater mode in here. They have your entire match saved. You can go back and watch the 15th match that you played past, and they can't have a list of medals. That kind of shocks me.
Let me make this point too. Okay, so the Halo Waypoint is broken for me. It is, because and Don's in the chat. He was listening. It's listening because I seen his comment. He was absolutely.
You go on the app or the website?
I go through the website, and they didn't have me saying I beat Halo 5 Legendary, Halo 4 Legendary, Halo 3 Legendary. Me and Don went back, even if, you know what I'm saying, if they didn't have, because I showed my stats where I didn't get on Xbox Live until 2009. The people thought I was lying when I said I was really late to the Xbox Live party, but that showed it right there. But it doesn't show it. It's crazy. And Don was with me when we went through 1 all the way to 5, all Legendary. I mean, I beat Halo 5 about 10 damn times. I love that game so much. But you know what I'm saying? But I beat it on Legendary by myself before I even jumped in there with Don. There was only one game that I needed to jump on there to beat on Legendary, and that was ODST. And we went there, we did it, and none of that stuff is registered in one point. So it sucks. It sucks. But I got a few badges, but I should have a hell of a lot more. But that could be the reason, because maybe none of the stuff that it
but there's no section. Like when I clicked on Halo Infinite, there is no section for medals, and like they usually have that in the game where you can go and you can check out your profile. It'll have medals right there. You go and click on it, It'll show what the medal looks like. It'll show how many of them you've gotten in multiplayer. And there is none of that there. Because, like, there were some medals I got that were pretty cool, pretty rare stuff. I want to take a screenshot, kind of share it out on Twitter and kind of see if anybody posts theirs. All that good community stuff when it comes to Halo. And when I saw I couldn't do that, I was like, I need answers on this. Like, where is this? Is it coming? Like, what's going on? And I still haven't gotten any information on that. So anybody in the chat or anybody on the panel, if you come across any information about, like, where you can view your medals, or if it's coming at a certain point or something like that, please, hit up my DM, my Twitter, just let me know, because that's a big thing for me in Halo. Ever since, like, Halo Reach, I've always gone in and checked out all the medals I've gotten and stuff like that. So since Halo Reach, I've been doing that. So that's Halo Reach. That's Halo 4, Halo 5, like, and it's a staple in the Halo franchise, and I couldn't believe that it was nowhere to be found, man. It was absolutely baffling. But let's get to Dark Optimus. I hope he's not sleeping, man. Sometimes, the power of the mullet can wear him out. Dark, are you there?
It's pretty powerful, man.
It is a powerful tool of destruction. You ever think that might be the reason why California sinks into the Pacific? I'm just saying it might be because of your hair.
It's so heavy that it's making cracks in the earth.
Well, brother, what do you think? I don't know how much Halo Infinite you have played lately, but they have kind of like boosted your XP kind of like gains per match. I think it feels really good, actually, to the point where I'm like, it's straight for me. I'm having fun. I'm progressing, and to me, it's not bad. But have you tried it ever since they adjusted it for everybody?
No, I'm not really into multiplayer right now, dude. To be honest with you.
What are you playing
like,
right now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm just playing. Actually, I'm gonna be playing Solar Ash pretty soon here. After this podcast, but right now I'm not playing anything because I'm on the podcast. But
hold on, did you say Solar Ass? Is that one of like Predator's
Solar
videos on
Ash.
OnlyFans?
Solar Ash.
It's a Predator series on OnlyFans, right?
No.
Okay.
It's a little indie game that came out for PC, PS4, PS5. Made by the same people who made Hyperlight Drifter.
Hold on, are you
well.
playing
Exotic Butters?
Are you playing a game that snubbed Xbox? They're like, nah, we'll go on everything.
No, I thought Solar Ass was on Xbox too. I thought I seen it.
It's coming to Xbox, yes,
okay,
but it's not. It's not there yet.
I can't wait until Oddworld comes to Xbox.
That Corvus is what I'm looking forward to.
Oh yes, yes, brother. But go ahead, Dark. My bad. We're just having a conversation right over you, man. Yeah, no problem.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
I was waiting for that.
What was that game you said again that you was going to play?
Which one?
Solar Ash.
What?
Solar Ash.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Dude, I thought somebody else jumped in here. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
I heard the confusion. That was great. That was great.
That was the perfect soundbite. It got everybody confused.
My heart kind of jumped a little bit. I'm like, how'd they get in? Like,
we have an intruder.
Yeah.
But I feel like the I'm just not into multi. That's just not really feeling like playing multiplayer games right now. I want to just sit down, play a story. I've just been so busy, dude, with work too. Like, I just don't feel like going home and dealing with that type of game.
Because you get tense. You're one of those. You'll get tense in the situation. Is that what you're?
No, it's not the tenseness. It's just I don't feel like playing against people right now. I don't have. I deal enough with people right now that I'm just like I'm sick of people. It's just one of those things. I'll probably get back into it eventually. There's always it's always there. It's Halo Infinite.
Infinite. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's
not going anywhere, so
forever.
It doesn't really matter.
We all just go to sleep now.
It really doesn't matter when I play it. And I think it's a good game, but right now I'm just not feeling
that's why they got things
that
that
way.
cater to you. That's why when it comes to the battle pass, you can progress on it at any point in time. If you
Yeah.
own multiple battle passes, you can pick which one that you want to progress on whenever you play, stuff like that. So they have situations that cater to you that it's not your thing right now, but you're not really going to miss out on anything. Except for maybe the events. Like the events, you will now not be able to get everything in kind of like that samurai event that we've already had. Even though it's
Okay.
going to go multiple weeks.
I thought the samurai armor looked like shit anyway, so I don't really care.
I got it. I got it, and I know K Mega
I
got it.
figured you did.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it never appealed to me. It didn't look like it didn't look good to me. Like the armor just looks.
It didn't look enough
It looks.
samurai.
It doesn't look samurai. It doesn't look. I don't know. When I see like a Spartan, I don't see a fucking samurai. On the the game. I just I
Dark.
don't see that.
I'm not even going to explain the history of this whole thing to you. But, there's a reason why they went samurai off the bat. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to leave you in the dark. Literally,
Okay.
Dark Optimus. Leave you in the dark.
That's fine. Whatever. The whole progression thing to me is I didn't really care, to be honest. Like I was just like, oh, okay. Like it didn't bother me that I wasn't getting like massive levels. Like as long as the gameplay is fun, I was okay with it. Yeah, once the gameplay stops becoming fun, then yeah, I mean, at that point maybe it might not appeal to certain people, but I think right now it's fine where it is. I think
I got you.
I know they upped it, right? They upped the progression
significantly
system
from 50 points per match to when you
to
get
like
in
200, right?
when you get in, the first couple matches are going to be 300. The few matches after that are going to be 200. Few matches after that are going to be 100. Bringing it down to 50.
Mm-hmm.
I believe after your 7th match. So the 6 matches before time, you're getting hundreds an XP, which you can double with the double XP as well. So like you can really progress in a short amount of time, and then then they kind of make it more about the game afterwards because it's only 50 XP, and
Mm-hmm.
if you're enjoying the game, you're gonna go in, you're gonna do the objectives and stuff, and then you'll get what you get just on the regular basis. But they do that every day. They recycle that whole 300, 200, 100, 7 match type situation every day. So I actually like that. I think that was a good idea, and they're gonna come out in January with more details on what they're going to do with the progression to kind of like satisfy the masses, I guess you can say. But we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. I like where it is right now. Just there are a few little nitpicking things like nobody realized that the armor cores, like they have you can have 3 different armor cores right now. One of them being the samurai type one, and then 2 others. And there's a lot of like the rewards. Like you'll get a color visor, and you'll be like, oh great, I can put this on my Mark 5 armor, but it's only for the Mark 4. So I think they need.
Yeah, there's people that don't like that either.
Yeah, I think they need to do more universal kind of like visor type situations. So those little things, color variants and stuff like that, I think they need to be more universal than kind of like set to like a certain armor core. You can have certain ones set to those armor cores, but I think they need more universal out there as well. So it's not absolutely perfect, but it's also not as broken as people are still talking about today. You know what I'm saying? They've done a lot to improve it, improve the progression, and I'm interested to see what they talk about in January. And I hope they don't completely break it in January to try to please everybody as well. And that's something I haven't heard anybody say either. But like, I hope they don't completely break it just because they want to make sure everybody's just getting that instant gratification, that instant satisfaction. Like, it's it's a battle pass with a rank up to 100 for a reason. Like, you work towards goals, and yes, you pay for it, but it's not something that you're not paying for like a bundle of cosmetics. Like, you're working to get that stuff done as well. So I don't want them to just kind of like hand everything over either.
And isn't this a pretty long season? Doesn't it go to like March or May? One of the months that
it
start
does
in
say
M.
May. It
So
does say May.
so if you got people like K Mega or I can't remember who said it, I'm pretty sure it was K Mega, who are at level 50 already. That's half the battle pass already. So if you're talking March, I mean, maybe it should be a little bit slower, a little bit. If it's going to be that long, if that's how you're
not only is the battle pass like active until May, but there are going to be multiple events. Like, they had that samurai event that's going to come back around at least
Right.
2 more times or whatnot. They have the winter contingency event. They have the cyber something or other event which has its own cosmetics and stuff like that. So they're gonna have these events that you don't have to have the battle pass for either. That you can get like these cosmetics, these armor pieces, and all that good stuff within that time from us playing the beta now until May. They're gonna have multiple events as well. So I think there's gonna be a lot of stuff to earn, a lot of stuff to get, and I think people just need to kind of like be a little more patient. I like what they've done so far, and I'm interested to hear what they say in January. But from now until January, I think what they have done is more than adequate, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Let them have a holiday. They have families too, Let them take their time.
Yeah,
They've been crunching. I mean, this game is coming in hot. I mean, it's missing a few things. It's missing some campaign co-op.
Free for all.
So
Free for all.
Some
SWAT.
modes.
SWAT.
So it definitely it's coming in hot, and so those devs have been crunching and they've been under the gun and they've been trying to output as much as they can to fit this in under the wire. I shudder to think what this game would have looked like last year if they forced it out the door. Glad they made the decision.
Oh man,
that is a great point too. A lot like I was upset when they delayed it, and looking back at it now, I can only imagine, and I think it was definitely a good decision. I think they were at that one of those points in development, those crossroads points where, well, we can either do this or we can do that, and I think they picked the right direction. I really do.
Yeah.
Need to bring Fiesta back too, because I'm already missing it.
Yeah, dude. Oh man,
shout out to Don, because Don turned me on to Fiesta. I hated Fiesta,
dude. And this Fiesta, they randomized the vehicles as well as the weapons. Like, they didn't do that in other Fiestas, but they randomized the vehicles too.
How do you feel about them locking it or hiding them behind special events? I mean, I hope that's not the only way we can access these modes down the line, man. That's going to be kind of a bummer.
Well, Forge is going to alleviate a lot of that, even though Forge is going to be coming later. But I mean, that's the point. Like, that's why I'm going crazy this time around by trying to level up and get all that I can, because that was the problem that I made in Halo 5, is that I was playing all these custom matches for about 2 years. Then I kind of laid off from playing Halo 5 multiplayer. And then when I came in, I was like, oh, okay, came back. And I seen everybody was so far ahead of me. And I'm like, what's going on? It was because I was playing those custom matches. I was just ignorant to what was going on. So, but this time I'm not gonna be as silly about it, and I'm just gonna go all in. And then when we start playing custom matches, it ain't gonna matter because I'll have everything that I need. So
yeah. Oh man.
Custom matches are gonna be fun though.
I'm one of the, you could do custom matches now, bro.
You can. That's right. Was you in there when we did the crate, when we just did swords and snipers and no, that was me and Game Down Sights and Cyber.
Yeah, the custom matches. They're kind of hidden behind like in a certain menu. Like, it's not up there like full force frontal view, stuff like that. But it's in the game now.
But you can make people run extra fast. It was.
But thank God that when it comes to Forge, I'm one of the very few people. I don't need like sumo and stuff like that, so it doesn't really bother me that Forge is not there in the beginning. You never know. I might go back into Forge and start creating my kind of like balanced arena Slayer maps like I used to do in Halo Reach. But we'll see. But guys, that's pretty much it for now, man. That's pretty much the show. I think everybody got to chime in on the Halo topic. I know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dragonheart Yobi was in there. That's right, and Don was too. Yeah, that's right.
Nice, man. But one thing.
In there, though.
One thing I gotta say, man, like it has been really awesome to see the influence that Halo kind of still has within the community. The multiplayer, just the multiplayer is out now, and there is such an energy in the air. You go on social media, you see people sharing clips, you see people talking about Halo, you see people. Oh, I'm at work and all I'm thinking about is like Fiesta and stuff like that. So for people who thought the franchise was dead, it is absolutely obvious right now that Halo is as alive as it's ever been. They'll never get to that Halo 3 status that happened. That was a once in a lifetime moment within the industry. I haven't seen any other game do that as well.
Gears 3, bro. Come on.
Gears 3? I will.
Oh man, Times Square events, the whole Halo thing. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I think the whole Halo come up was probably
Epic
the first
had
time.
that too. Like a lot of people forget that, dude. There was
midnight
launches.
They had Cliffy B behind them. They did. They had a push. I just feel like Halo was like watching the explosion of gaming all at the same time. Like Halo exploded. It's the first time I remember seeing a single game franchise like have like a Times Square event. Usually you see that's reserved for console releases, right? But I just remember Halo being one of the first times I remember seeing
it was like the return of Michael Jordan to basketball, man. Like
it got big. It was a movement.
And for people who are like, man, well, Halo's not like that. Like, dude, what other franchise besides what Crispy said about Gears? Like, when does that happen? When does that really happen? When have you seen it besides that? Like, I think your expectations are way
Spider-Man had what they did but I mean that still wasn't even on the same
that wasn't
level.
Even close, bro. Come on.
No,
man.
I mean no. What they did, the stuff with the train was pretty damn epic. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the people out there in droves and all that.
I'm saying yes. I'm saying, but the next thing I can only think of next to that was when the Spider-Man launched and they had it on a train, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, their marketing was there's no doubt for that.
Yeah. But no, I haven't seen too much. COD was in there when the first 3 CODs, Modern Warfare, I should say. That was huge, and Grand Theft Auto 5 was huge.
Yo, real quick, Caitlin in the chat. Yo, I'm your response here has really like caught my eye. It says being a Halo Spartan is a minimalist thing, and practical. He's like Caitlin said that samurai armor screams physically awkward and aesthetically flamboyant. What Caitlin's trying to say there is like when being a Spartan, it was never about being flashy, really. You were a soldier, you had your gear and stuff like that, and the whole samurai thing she's saying is like extra out there.
It's out, but that's how
free to play, baby.
Free to play, and that's just the way people like to see different things. You see what I'm saying? Like people want to see.
I was going to say gamers have proved that with Halo 3 because the samurai armor was in Halo 3 as kind of like an achievement to do something. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was kind of like it was like a badge of honor or something. But it showed that people wanted something flashy like that. Even back then at Halo 3, your flaming helmet. Flaming helmet was a thing that everybody wanted. That was aesthetically flamboyant as well, but it was something that everybody wanted. and everybody was like grinding to get. So I hear what you're
that's
saying.
a passage to showing that you play the game and that you support it. When you have different, like, look, because I mean, even if you think it's goofy, like I know Don, he doesn't like the crossover things and things like that. But you got to respect the fact that there's people that don't want to just look the same and just run around, and the only thing you just do is just slap a different color paint on, or just get a different helmet. I you know, that when they said that they were going away from the red and the blue, I got real stoked, because that I want to show my support for the game by letting people see what the time that I put into it, by expressing the way that I want to look. I don't want to just look the same as somebody else. That's if something with the new generation with gamer that I definitely am on board with is that, like, Call of Duty has done a fantastic job of like separating from when people look different.
Personalization.
Personalization is just it's the world to me. Something that Forza, I don't know what the hell that's about, but I mean, you mostly talk about a car. But you drive cars, but but like with shooters, I don't, and then Fortnite kind of took it way to the next level. So yeah, no, I get
like
what
how
you're
Ghost
saying.
Recon Wildlands did it. It's in genre, it's in scope, but you have many options.
Right. And the Master Chief Collection, they went. That's what I'm saying. Like, just wait what they're going to do with Halo Infinite, because if you go back and see what they were doing with Master Chief Collection, there was armors that I ain't never seen before with like Crusader, like what was it?
Like
Viking
the Trojan
armor.
the Trojan one,
just nuts. Just nuts.
Yeah, definitely. So, yo, shout out to you, Caitlin. Caitlin, that was an awesome comment in the chat. Yo, shout out to you. Love when people bring like a thought that we didn't think about. That is awesome. But guys, that's pretty much the show. Yo, shout out to the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Our brother from Australia, Mr. Stickfigure, was in the house, and yes, he is a moderator as well. Yo, Stick, it is really good to see you, bro. I know time is just so different between over here and down where you are. It really, it means a lot to see you in the chat, man. Thank you so much. Yo, shout out to everybody supporting the channel through the super chats and becoming a member. If you don't know, you can definitely become a member. I don't have a 3-tier system. It's basically one flat system in terms of being a member on the channel. If you want to support the channel, definitely click on becoming a member and see exactly what you got to do. It is the join button right below the gameplay that is going on for this podcast. I do want to take a minute, and I do want to say thank you to Gamers Gamut. Yo, Gamut, we've gamed a couple. We've talked about games, stuff like that. I do gotta say you are an awesome guy. Absolutely love what you're doing with your YouTube channel. It is time for those plugs, man. So I want you to let people know about your channel, kind of like what it's about, where they can go and talk games with you. I know you're on Twitter. But again, first time you knocked it out the park. Absolutely love talking games with you. Love playing Halo, man, and I hope this isn't the last time you're on, man. I hope we didn't scare you away with the off-air shenanigans or whatnot, man, because I would really love to have you on again, bro.
No, man, I really appreciate you having me. The panel made me feel more than welcome, loosening me up there at the pre-show. No, this has been an amazing experience. I've been watching these type of podcasts for years, whether it's Mooch's show Crossfire, or I never thought once I would be up here speaking with you all. But yeah, I have a small YouTube channel, just trying to feel my way, see what kind of videos I like to make. So I've made some news videos, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You can also find me on Twitter at GamersGamutYT. And yeah, I just thank you again, man. It's been amazing. And I will definitely come back. You need somebody, you give me a call.
No doubt, brother. I did come from the Mooch's school of podcasting, so you left that door wide open, man. Now yeah, I will be using that.
Yeah.
All
right.
So let's get to the panel now, and let's go with Pred. Pred usually wants to get the hell out of here as quick as possible, so let's go to him first. Pred, what do you got for us, bro?
Nothing, man. See y'all next week.
It gets shorter and shorter every week. I swear, yo. By the end of it, he's just gonna be like next week, and that's gonna be it.
Because no one gives a shit what I'm doing between now and fucking next Thursday. So.
You're playing Halo, is what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Crispy, yo, you bringing that energy as always, bringing that passion, and yo, you went off on a little tangent that was absolutely entertaining and informative for the people out there. What do you got going on for the week, brother?
Man, tangents. I mean, come on.
It was a little one. It was for you. It was a mild one, but I still had to put it in that category. It was earlier on in the show, and you were definitely getting excited. I heard it in your voice, and I was like, you know what? This is what they call this is a crispy tangent light. You know what I'm saying?
GG. That's what I'm gonna call you because that's what bot coin. So a pleasure. You know your shit, and you've played different plastic boxes. I don't know. I don't know.
Is that allowed?
It's a hard.
Is that allowed
it's a hard concept for people to actually understand.
I know, man.
You know, we're at the point where everybody has to overanalyze shit, which is funny. At Chris Bomb on Twitter, Chris Bomb 20 at Xbox Live. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we have Breakfast with Boom. We have Retro Renegades Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And, of course, you can find me back here on the next podcast, 8 p.m. prime time Thursday.
Nice, brother. Nice. Let's see. Mr. Ottermus. That's Angry Otter and Ottermus put together. Yo, Dark, what do you got going on for the week, brother?
You guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name. And you guys can always find me here at the next podcast.
Wow. Okay,
enthusiastic.
Is that all the energy you got for that? We're tapping?
I'm tired, dude. Sorry.
Damn, up all night on them OnlyFans, man. You gotta calm down.
Yeah,
brother.
man. You know the Pred keeps throwing out them videos. I keep knocking them down.
Oh man. Let's see. K Mega. I believe you have a show coming up tomorrow. Something that people really need to tune in and check out. I think it's gonna be interesting. You said the Halo kind of like battle pass progression is on the table for tomorrow. I know your panel. That could be a hot topic, bro.
Well, yeah. We're definitely we're gonna have some guests. So it's gonna be fun. Just to have just people's different perspectives and see what we're gonna talk about and how we're gonna lay it down. So, but yeah, no, we're definitely gonna talk about that, and then also they added a little more to it about the aesthetic because I've definitely heard people talk about they don't like that type of change. So I think we'll just add that into it as well with the battle pass, and then we'll definitely talk about the VGA since that's next week. So we're going to get into it. So I hope you guys come and check it out. GRG podcast on Friday night, 8 p.m. Central. Hope you guys come and check us out. And then we'll be streaming Fight Night Sunday. Sunday night, appreciate Yobi coming in. We got down, played some different fighters. It was really fun. And then, we played some Killer Instinct too. I was getting down and then somebody came in there and just started wrecking me. So I gotta pick up on my Killer Instinct. Then I was just streaming some Halo. I'll eventually get back on Forza. I apologize, Forza. I was going so hard on you.
Dude, I already prestiged once. I already went.
You are prestige? Yeah, I've been at 110, 111 for about a week and a half now. I haven't played, but
brother, have you seen the vinyl creations I've been putting out there?
I have seen them. Those look good.
They look like a fourth grader's finger painting.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! And Dark knows that because that's the way he paints.
I also Twitch. I'm also on Twitch. You can find me there at KMega405 on Twitch TV. And my channel KMega405, man. It's just simple. And on Twitter, KMega at KMega4. Check us out. Check me out. Have a good time, man. Have a good night.
Nice. And shout out to my brother Alo in the chat. Yo, I saw you earlier. I was gonna shout you out, bro. And then we just got into the conversation, and I didn't want to go to the end of the show without shouting you out, bro. You are here, whether you're early, whether you're late, man. You showed nothing but support, as well as many other people in the chat. Guys, I thank you so much for the support of this channel. You do not know how much it means to me. Absolutely love doing this. I am trying to find time to actually put out videos again on my channel as well. It is something that people have told me in DMs. They kind of want me to get back into stuff like that. So I'm just trying to find time. I do work 12 hours a day. So just bear with me on that. You get the podcast right now. You get live streams, and I am cramming to try to get
like nobody didn't work the 12 hours or
try to
more
get
a day.
videos. Where do I mute K Mega for now? Because I am
just saying.
no, I'm just playing. Yeah, no, I got you, bro. I got you. But I'm also like your kids are all grown up and stuff, and I was still taking care of kids as well. So you got to wrap it all up. It's an entire package, bro.
Those bastards still.
Let's just not even go there.
All right, yo, shout out to DJ Birdo hitting up the super chat, brother. Thank you so much. He says time to finish watching the HCS. Good show, guys. Yo, thank you so much, brother. Definitely appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody who stops by this channel, everybody who subscribes, and everybody who becomes a member. Thank you guys so much.
What's the HCS?
Halo Championship Series.
Okay.
Yes, the Halo Esports is alive and kicking right now.
I had the wrong thing on my mind. So.
Oh no, I don't even want to know, bro.
I said it, but I don't think nobody heard it. But that's fine.
Check it out, guys. We will see you next week for the next podcast, and I believe we will be streaming the VGAs. Giggity. It's gonna be an experience, guys. Definitely tune in. Shout out to Midway Monster. What is up, bro? We have to play golf again sometime, brother. But you guys have a great night, and we will see you next week.
Exotic butters.
Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to next podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.